Hey, everybody. Please, before we even get started with this episode, should they like the video, Leo?
Please like it.
And then also, we're going to have a girl with, I can't even be subtle about this, ginormous breasts go topless on this episode, and that's going to be available on our Patreon, the Leo and Danny
Subscribe to
Show.
the Patreon episode.
And we do an extra episode on there every week, and they're great, so check it out. It's going to be linked in the description. Yeah. Sophie is your name, right?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Sophie.
Sophie,
Hi.
I'm just going to come out and say it. Sophie is a female fan of our channel.
Really?
From the UK, from Jolly Old England. I wonder if she knows that prick from the Fear and Loathing video.
She probably does.
And she, I saw recently, sent me a video of her wearing my merch, shaking her ass.
Wow, that's so sweet of her to do that. That's so sweet that you would do that.
It was nice of you. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
She's greasing the wheels of the Danny Mullen industry, you know, funding our flights, funding cameraman Nico's rent payments.
Oh yeah.
And also she's shaking her ass, which is good.
So kind of her. Are you drinking right now by chance?
It's a Diet Coke.
Oh, I thought maybe it was a rum and Coke or something.
Oh,
I
no.
recommend it. If you want to drink, go freely. We're not against it.
I know you ain't.
So,
But no,
Sophie,
I'm a good gal. I don't drink much, you know.
she's a good girl. She's just in the top 1% of OnlyFans, according to her Instagram bio.
What would you say makes you
I am.
what makes you the top 1%? What is it? What body part, what talent would you say puts you in the top 1%?
Everything.
Leo's definitely not in the top 1% of podcasters right now. He's eating
I'm
peanuts
sorry,
into
it's
the
done.
microphone.
Danny gave them to me.
Is there a worse food to eat than peanuts directly into the mic?
It's done. All right, I'm now done with my peanuts. Stop it.
Ew.
You're such an asshole. You gave them to me. You set me up.
You asked
You
for
gave
it,
'em to
fat
me.
ass.
You gave it to me, and then you said, "Play ball, dude. I haven't eaten anything today." God.
Sophie, I apologize.
Sorry,
for my
I'm sorry. We sometimes we get in little scuffles in here, but
It's fine. It's fine. I
you
love
look lovely. You look lovely. Are you
Wait,
Are you?
doesn't she have to answer the question?
What was the question?
What makes you
Yeah, that's right. What makes
top
you?
1% OnlyFans girl?
What makes you that?
Literally everything. I think it's because I like anal. That's probably what it is.
Oh.
I've got a cute bum hole.
Oh.
Cute asshole likes to have it penetrated.
Wow.
What
What
You
kind of
have-
stuff are you doing on
Yeah.
OnlyFans? Do you
Yeah.
have a gentleman partner who fucks you up the ass on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Oh my God, this is a serious OnlyFans.
This is great.
You never know because it ranges from getting tag teamed by a donkey and a
Right.
midget on
Right.
OnlyFans to somebody like Sandrine
Right.
who gives spiritual advice
Right.
and occasionally takes an underwear photo.
Right. I have a buddy who just does implied nudes, and he's a man, you know. But you take it in the ass by one man, or is it a rotation of men?
A donkey and a midget.
Is it just
no,
one
just
man?
one guy. Unfortunately, I'm a bit boring, but it does a job. It does a job.
Are you guys dating?
No. Ew.
Oh, he just kind
I
of
mean,
comes
no.
over. Is it just a business transaction?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Sophie, I gotta know how you select these guys.
Right.
Because when I'm watching porn, and the porn is clearly a bootleg from OnlyFans, you see these amateur sex interactions where it's just a hired gun guy and it's a really hot chick. And what I'm wondering, and what I think everybody else is wondering, is how do you find the right guy? Meaning, how do you find a guy with a big cock? And how do you make sure he's willing to fuck you on camera?
Or is it the medium-sized cock that you want up your ass? Because I could understand that you wouldn't want a huge cock. I get it. Up the ass. But anyway, continue.
It's not even big. It's like medium sized. Yeah, I agree. Bit
And that's
chubby.
what you
Just
want.
how I like it.
Austin's got a future in OnlyFans.
So it's a medium-sized. I'm
sorry, I gotta halt this real quick. Austin, can you switch to your camera? Austin has a shaved head now,
I
and when
know.
I've made that joke, and he's just completely humorless. He looks like he's gonna shoot up the studio, as does his brother Dino.
It's not good.
You
Can't
lied
even see yours.
about my cock. Real funny.
I actually can't
Oh.
Real funny
You know-
joke.
see. I can just
You know,
see
I
I don't
myself.
know, man.
You know what I said about these two this weekend when I first saw them with their shaved heads?
What?
They look like they're about to curb stomp a minority.
Yeah, you look like you did. You guys would have been extras in that movie, American History X.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
we'd be like the racist guys at the beginning of the horror movie that like pick on some black dudes and then get
Right.
killed by the
The
monster,
I can't see
yeah.
you.
Yeah, back to Sophie. So how did you find this guy?
Good
What,
question.
this guy that I'm. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but he's Scottish. So I met him on a dating
That's never
website.
good.
What is that? Why are the Scots real gnarly in bed? Do they are they real kinky? Is that why you picked the Scottish?
Yeah, they give it the all. They got the accent. They say how it is. Yeah, they've got it. No English guy has it, but the Scottish, that's something else.
And the Scottish guy, sometimes they can double penetrate you with a bagpipe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's good.
That's fantastic. Does he ever? Do you guys ever role play like some William Wallace, some Braveheart? You know?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, you
of
do?
course.
Holy shit! I
Yeah,
was
we
joking.
do. Yeah,
They-
we have
wow.
costumes and little kit stuff.
They trade in our American stereotypes. Again, Sophie, those breasts just look delightful. How, though, did you find this guy? Because I'm really curious how that works out. Did you meet him in a bar? Did you DM him, see that he had his own OnlyFans, and you guys teamed up? Tell us.
Tinder.
Oh, you met him on Tinder, and
Yeah,
was
they-
OnlyFans? Was it OnlyFans in your profile by chance?
No, it was just me just searching for literally new mates. No word of a lie. Just someone new to talk to, and then we ended up fucking. And then OnlyFans came along. Yeah.
Okay, so
wait
this,
for OnlyFans.
he's a little bit more than just a hired gun. You fucked him off camera before there was any money involved. You got feelings for this guy.
No.
Oh,
Straight
none?
up, no.
Does he
no,
know
no.
that?
He knows that. He
You can
knows
say
it.
that to his face.
I don't have feelings for you.
Oh, he's here. Oh,
Bring him
that's-
on camera.
Bring him
Yeah.
in. Will he be on camera? Does he show his face on the OnlyFans?
Yeah, you want to
He's
come in?
Scottish. What does he have to lose?
You're right. I mean, what, they don't have it.
You dried
Must be
glasses in a
15
pub? What kind of future does he have?
Exactly. Nothing. I mean, what, he's gonna lay brick. He's gonna lay brick in his future.
Yeah,
All right.
am I supposed to be seeing yours as well? Because I can't see no one on my screen. Or is it
I'm
just
sorry.
me?
That's probably.
Is it just me?
I could. We'll worry about it later. Sophie, I promise. At some point, we'll have a more sophisticated rig in here. We'll be able to see
Cool.
each other both ways. But let's see this Scottish prick.
Yeah, I want to see this fuck. I imagine he looks like Ed Sheeran.
I think that's painted.
Oh
really
my god!
generous.
He does look like Ed Sheeran, doesn't he? Oh my god!
Oh! High five!
Yes, dude.
Yes!
I nailed it.
What's up, man? I like this guy a
Literally-
lot.
I fuck her in the
Yeah,
ass
mate.
all the time.
What? You think I look? Do you think I look?
You
like
look. You're a
Ed?
much better looking version of Ed Sheeran.
He's not bad looking.
You're
Yeah,
good.
mate.
You're a handsome kid.
I've
I'm
probably
sorry
got
she
a
called
bigger
your
cock
cock
than Ed
medium.
as well.
I'm sorry about that. What'd you say?
I said I've probably got a bigger cock than Ed as well.
I hope you have a bigger cock than Ed.
Listen to that accent. That is-
beautiful.
It's nice. And Sophie, I want you to admit to him right now that you sent me a video of you shaking your ass.
I did.
That's fine. It's Danny Mullen.
Yeah.
He liked you. It's fine.
Now, Sophie, had Danny Mullen been a little shady, had he had a couple drinks and said, "Hey, baby, let me see that tight asshole," or
Yeah.
something. You know, if he said something like that,
Mm-hmm.
would you have sent him a video or a picture of your asshole?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Oh yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good that this guy knows that.
It's good to be me sometimes, Leo.
Hey, of course.
And Sophie, because me and Leo believe in trickle-down pussy economics.
We really do.
What's ours is our underlings, like Dino and Austin's. It's also our fans.
Yes.
Would you mind getting topless right now and showing those terrific titties?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being
And,
gracious.
and before we do this fully, can we negotiate this, Sophie? If we use photo of your breasts, or video of your breasts rather, on our Patreon, the Leo and Danny Show Patreon, we're gonna let this interview play out uncensored on there. If we do that and we promote your OnlyFans, is that fair?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Oh, great. Perfect.
I like
Well,
it.
thank you
High
so
five.
much.
Titties for the Patreon
Thank you
fans.
so
My
much.
hands are freezing as well. You want me to get them out now?
Oh yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Dino
How you
just
put
parked
them
out
on
for
the
the first
top?
time in 3 episodes.
Dino.
Oh, my
dude,
God.
Dino actually
Dude, she
does
has
look.
huge tits.
I can't
You
get
know-
them out. Wait. Wait there. Like, my tan is horrible, guys, so you're going to have to, like, ignore it. Like, my tits are horrible. I hate them, but there you go.
Those are nice tits.
Absolutely, everyone in here would agree that those are nice breasts, Sophie. You shouldn't apologize for
Those are-
the tan at
They're
all. The tan is the
freezing.
least of our worries.
They're big tits. You know whose tits they look like? They look like the tits of that girl Gabs from the Hottest Fan contest a year and a half ago. And that girl had giant tits.
Those
so.
look like all natural, Sophie. Are those all natural?
They are.
Wow,
They
yeah,
are.
wow, that's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. Good genetics.
nice.
Thanks.
And oh my
Freezing.
God. I would love it if Ed Sheeran could sodomize her right here on the pod.
That would be nice. Or I mean, maybe put that medium-sized cock between those boobies. That would be.
You want him to
hilarious.
do that?
I don't.
Wow, she said yes.
Yeah, you know what? We can. I guess we can watch it. We can't show that on Patreon,
No,
people.
yeah,
So don't expect
unfortunately.
to see that on Patreon.
But we can have Dino get the mic and comment while it's happening. That would be brilliant.
yeah,
Andrew.
can Ed Sheeran get on?
You're not a
Ed Sheeran
cuck. You're not
talk-
going to watch that, Dino? Do you hear that shit?
Yeah,
He's ruining it for us again.
unbelievable, Dino. You know he's just a tremendous liar, too.
Of course.
You know when he jerks off, it's porn of the worst kind that's
Yeah.
flashing across his iPhone screen.
Absolutely. I feel like you kind of force yourself not to watch it, but then when you're just overwhelmed with horniness, you watch it real quick, and then you pray right after.
That's all you have to do, Dino.
If you pray after, you're good, as long as you repent.
God will forgive you for being a cuck. Now look at those titties get fucked by a ginger with an accent.
It'd be pretty. Look, we're looking for entertainment. All right, you don't have to enjoy it specifically, but we know you'll probably enjoy it. But it's just it's entertainment. We want the fans to experience this through you, Dino.
All right. Well, let's just leave him behind. Sophie, I think we're ready to watch this go down. And again, unfortunately, guys, we can't show this either on here or Patreon, but we can commentate on it while it's blurred.
That is
I'll
true.
just turn her cam off on the.
You don't want to do it? You're nervous?
He doesn't want to do
Great.
it.
Get your dick out.
No, I can't do it, guys. Honestly, I'm nervous.
I'm
Okay.
nervous.
Just put your little limp pee-pee between those things.
Literally, come here. It's freezing in my house, right? It is tiny.
They
It's
haven't
tiny.
invented eating over there in England town.
Why don't you guys fire up the heater?
How about those whale oil lamps? Can we burn some of those?
Yeah. What do you guys got? You guys got a
He
furnace?
just said, he just said, can you put it on my head?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Throw it on
I
my
like
head.
it.
Inland Iggy would like this. That's Inland Iggy's move.
That is inland aid. Yeah, like a little hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a hat.
Okay. Here we go. Tattooed knuckles, a penis coming out of pants. That is a penis that I can relate to. I like it. And it is tapping her forehead.
Oh, there it is.
It might mess up your makeup,
Look,
darling.
he's uncircumcised. I like it. The Scots
Oh, my God. Suck it a little
almost sucked it.
bit. Suck it a little bit. Come on, so.
When he
It's
watches
okay if
it,
you
I'll suck it.
We're okay. We're okay with that if you want. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
I don't mind sucking it, but he needs to go and wash it.
Oh, there we go. Do you make him wash his penis every time that you?
Yeah.
Give him okay, that's cool.
Do you
Every
get a
time, I
Q-tip
like-
down there in that foreskin?
Jesus Christ, what?
Horrible.
You can just pull it back, dude. It's like a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, but it accumulates a cottage cheese-like substance.
No, it
back there.
doesn't. That is
yes, it
that
does.
is an urban myth. I mean, yes, if you
Yes,
don't
it does.
shower for days,
Which
or
sometimes
weeks.
you do.
I shower every day, Danny, twice a day.
Okay, your heritage is Argentinian and Italian.
Mm-hmm.
People renowned for showering every other day or every 3 days.
Argentinians, no.
Your
Italians,
cock
yes.
reeks.
Italians, I agree. They don't shower as much, but you've spent multiple days with me in a row, and
You
know
never
that I have
shower.
to- I shower. You liar.
never shower.
Don't be lying and bullshitting like to the fans. I shower every day.
I will get Nico. There have been multiple occasions where outside the Motel 6, we have to tackle you into the bark next to the
You?
building, get the garden hose on you,
Guys, he's a fucking
just to
liar.
spare us of your stench in the rental car.
Sophie, he's fucking lying. I'm clean as a whistle. I am
I'll
all
find out
about
for
hygiene.
myself when I come to America.
So I was gonna say, did the Kardashian kind of look that? I feel like you're kind of going for that lovely Kardashian look. Are you?
No, just natural me. No.
Just naturally.
But I'll
I
take
like
that.
it.
I'll take it. I like
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So
I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
know what? Why is that look so popular right now? But I guess if you're just what is is that your natural hair color?
yeah, no, I'm naturally ginger
Cares,
as
Leo.
well.
What kind of question?
I'm
was
sorry.
that?
I wanted to
Ginger.
ask a little bit something. I don't want to talk about her tits the whole
She
time.
can't
Danny.
blow you in a
I'm
parking lot,
sorry.
okay? Unless you pay a $3,000 airline ticket.
Yeah, how are those airline tickets all the way over here? Yeah, it's probably a little expensive. I mean, and then she would want to film it. She'd come over here and be like, "I didn't come all this way not to film it,"
You mind if I prop up the camera in the corner of the Kazi Wazi?
and I'd be like, "No, because
not
then the
sound like-
my fans would know." Oh man,
Sophie,
God.
what is your OnlyFans? Can you say it proudly?
What, my actual username on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, so it's such a weird name. It's not my name, but it's Pussycat BXXX.
Pussycat BXXX.
Yeah, it was only that because when I first started it, I was being a bit low key about it, didn't tell no one. And then everyone in my town was like, just start OnlyFans, just do it. So I did it.
Is it a town or is it more of a village?
No, I live in a town. Yeah.
So when you go to the local pub, do they do like a little cheer for you? It's like OnlyFans girl. Do they just like everyone knows? Like I've seen her bum hole.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
And then an 80-year-old sailor with a peg leg storms through the door and he goes, "I the OnlyFans woman of my dreams."
Oh my God! So you're telling me you go to the local pub and you got those locals, those 70-year-old dudes. I know what it is. I mean, they start drinking like at 4 p.m., right? And then those guys all have seen your asshole. Do you think they pass around your pictures like trading cards?
Yeah, they definitely did because some boy on Snapchat said, "Oh, the lads told me to join your OnlyFans because apparently it was amazing," and he actually joined it while they were all out in the club. And I was like, "Thanks for making me your."
One of her most loyal members is actually a 65-year-old high court judge who still wears a powdered wig and refuses to get out of his robes.
Yeah, why do they have to wear those wigs? That is so ridiculous.
It is tradition, after all. Yeah. And he comes into the pub and he says, "Darling, you're the only thing that makes my marriage to me own ball and chain tolerable." And he masturbates to her, not even to her photos. Right there, he'll pull out his penis in the pub and jerk off to her.
Oh, my God. Do you ever make that Ed Sheeran-looking fuck speak in an American accent? Maybe like a New York? You do?
We do all the time. We all
what American accent does he do? I feel like he only knows how to like copy Elvis or something. He's like, I can only do Elvis.
Yeah, they're 70 years behind over there.
Exactly.
He tries to speak like it's like a New York accent or something like that. I don't know.
Let me hear his American accent.
Andrew, come here.
Andrew.
Don't sound like that. Wait there, because every time I do an American accent, it turns to a Texas horrible accent. Horrible. Do your American accent, please.
Yo, Danny, what's happening, you little fucking ugly cunt?
He sounds like 40% of our fans.
Yeah, he does. He sounds like a Mississippi.
I like this guy. Hey, Ed Sheeran, you better follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back if I remember.
Oh, man, I've followed you for years, Danny.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Danny.
Is that Sophie, you found us?
Mate, Danny, the first, I followed you since that video when you went to the town with no laws. The very first video of that.
What is he saying?
The town with no laws. I heard him. What do you mean?
So I thought he said the tomb with no lies.
I followed you since the town of no laws.
Oh, I followed you since you went to the tomb of no lies and you had to solve the riddle of the Sphinx, me matey.
I like a drinking while I watch your videos.
Okay, wow. Well, I like you guys. You guys, a lot of couples, and I consider you a couple. I don't care what you say. You're in love with each other.
Yeah.
A lot of couples have really been making me happy lately. And Ed Sheeran lookalike who loves the channel. Sophie with maybe the most delightful rack I've seen in recent memory. Holy shit, look at those danglers. But Sophie, last thing I'm going to ask you before we sign off here is how much do you make from OnlyFans?
A lady never tells how much she makes, but can I say a figure?
Yeah.
Can I say that? I don't even know how to say it.
Do it. Oh, do it, darling.
11
Make her think it's her
a
boyfriend.
month, isn't it?
Oh,
11K a month.
darling.
I don't know. About 11K a month, if that, I think.
And that's in the pound system, or is that in euros?
That's his. It's pounds. It's dollars, isn't it? Yes, dollars. Oh, dollars.
11,000. Not bad. Not bad.
It's
And
fantastic. Good for you.
her only expenses, after all, are dildos and lube. So she keeps all of that.
That's great. I love that you were hesitant about telling us how much you make, but you were not hesitant about telling us that you show your asshole.
Well, I hope that all the fans go sign up for whatever depravity is taking place on her OnlyFans. You're going to see cock and ass, and again, you're going to see these titties. But thank you so much, Sophie. I appreciate you dropping in. We're going to be in contact soon. We got to get you over the pond. We got to make sure you remain a part of the channel.
Yeah, you will forever be in Danny Mullen lore from now on. So thank you so much. Big fans.
Great.
Appreciate your time today also.
I love it.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm happy.
All right, great.
All right, baby. We'll talk to you later.
Have a great day
I'll
over
see you
there.
later, guys. Love you.
Bye, guys.
Oh, wow.
That was fantastic.
I'm telling you, stupendous tits. Those are going to be up on the Leo and Danny Show Patreon. Leo, so I went out and filmed my own video this weekend. First of all, my flight got fucking canceled, so we had to do some improvisation. But I want to get to your wedding because I know you were drinking too much there.
I did. I drank
I
way
know
too
you
much.
made a speech. And
I didn't unfortunately get to make a speech.
I
no.
know you somehow made a fool of yourself regardless.
I would say on the dance floor, I made a fool of myself for sure.
What were you doing out there?
I mean, the thing is, you got to just loosen up at a wedding. You know what I mean? Everybody's there.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing a suit, a blue
Rental?
No. I went to Nordstrom Rack. By the way, good tip for all you guys. You can get a suit for about $100 there, and you just got to find the sizes. Fortunately, Nordstrom Rack has the big boy sizes, so it's good. So I got a suit there. Went to the wedding, and yeah, man,
A blue suit.
a blue, yeah, light
Traditional,
blue.
because usually when you dress up in a suit, you look like Dr. Gonzo from our Vegas video.
Yeah, like an idiot. Yeah, no, but
I
no.
disagree with the idiot thing, but
thank you.
you were more traditional, more under the radar this time.
Yeah, I was more under the radar. The wedding, see, what I was fixated on is now that we've been performing for so long, is the guy the ordained the marriage. What do you call that guy? I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now.
Minister, priest.
Whatever, yeah.
I don't know.
That guy didn't fucking prepare at all.
Ooh.
It's somebody's biggest day of their lives. We're talking. Put his glasses on and kind of like doing the old person thing, reading it slowly.
I'm imagining the guy from On the Deck in The Little Mermaid who has a boner. Remember that guy who's
Yes.
presiding over that marriage?
Yes, that it's honestly kind of similar to that guy, but just fucks up the speech. You know?
No.
Yeah, it's like it's somebody's most special day. You can't fuck up the speech.
The
It
only thing
upset
worse
me.
would be as if it were a funeral.
Exactly.
The
yeah.
only thing worse, but that's bad.
Yeah.
Can you give us some examples of how he was doing the fuck up?
Okay, first of all, he was telling these like horribly like terrible dad jokes, like kind of like, and we all know Amy isn't a cheap date. What the fuck?
And we all know Amy gave it up to many before Todd. That would have been a joke that would have
That would have
worked.
been a joke. It was a lot of my softball buddies, so it was already like trouble. As soon as I get there, my buddy Tapia, he pulls out a bottle. The guy I used to live with.
I like how you try to make it seem like your softball buddies is this collection of renegades. You
They're
guys
nuts.
play softball.
We were
you pitch
baseball
underhand.
players. It is still.
There are women who play on your team.
No, there's no women on the team. This
He
is
tries
an
to make it.
all-male
I
league.
like. He wants us to picture dudes from the movie Mad Max, like a guy with an eye patch and like
Yes!
bear claws
Yes!
hanging over his shoulders.
The softball community, I just liked a picture on this softball page that I follow, and it's like, what are softball players known for? And it's like, it's an all men's league, and Adderall, cocaine, fucking drinking too much, anger, fighting. It's kind of like it's all the ex-baseball players that are now like retired and they go to softball, so you bring that same competitiveness.
I guarantee if I went to your games, I would see zero of those things you just listed off.
There's White Claws in the parking lot. It used to be Bud Lights or Coors Lights, but everybody went over to White Claws. I feel like they're easier to like digest during the game.
White Claw is
Less-
probably going to kill the beer market. I think beer is dead. But that's a
Yeah,
different subject.
in many ways, yeah.
But I think it's less White Claws and less fighting and cocaine and Adderall, and I think it's more you and your buddies going over to the scorekeeper and arguing about your RBI
About a hit?
ratio.
No
you
way.
didn't. No,
There's
that
no
was in
stats.
play. That should not count as a foul ball. That's
so funny. I mean,
add that to my count.
You know
That's a
who-
hit.
You know what's funny?
That's a
you know
triple.
who gets like that? Or it's the older, like the 50+ crowd that now is like they don't drink. They just come to actually just compete in the game and have some exercise. Those guys are the ones arguing the plays like that.
Like the guys we encountered in the Beatles video.
Yeah, remember those guys? So pissed
yeah.
off. So pissed off that we were literally just walking through the field. Maybe it was going to, put the game off for maybe 30 seconds or a minute.
Look at these
wanted to
guys.
kill
Look
us.
at these. They're just ignoring us right now. These
know,
two
they're-
guys.
I'm texting Gramps. He's out front now.
Oh, that
Oh,
works.
okay, cool.
Oh, let's
wanna send Dino in to
Yeah,
get-
we'll
to
go
get
get Dino to get Gramps. We got Gramps from Full Send.
Oh, yeah.
Collaborates with Jesse from Nelk. We got him coming in. Sorry, Austin.
all
I thought you
good.
were following up with Sophie, trying to get some fucking pussy.
That's that's actually what I was.
It's not a bad play. I mean, she'll send you stuff.
Dino, dude, I don't know. Why'd you guys do this? I feel like they need headbands or something. We need like maybe hats for a while. I'd like Dino in a fedora from now on
Yeah.
until his hair grows back a little bit.
You guys have to. I'm going to start instituting a policy like every major company and university has. You guys have to demonstrate to me what you've done for diversity
Right.
because of your haircuts.
Yeah,
like
from
I
now
need
on.
an essay on it. I need you to do a food drive. You need to prove to me that you guys aren't out lynching people after hours.
Seriously, because right now it's a little scary. I mean, you literally Dino looks so much like Edward Furlong from American History X right now that I don't know how I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
I literally can't deal with it.
He is a more emaciated, less tattooed version of Edward Norton from that movie.
100%.
That's the guy, right? He's
He's
a character named Edward, too.
The character. The guy. Wait, are we talking about Edward Norton?
Yeah.
No, Ed Furlong is the brother that gets killed.
Oh, okay.
So he looks a lot like him.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
Remember that? That movie was fucking
so tell me about this
startling.
wedding.
All right, so I get fucking hammered right off the bat, right?
Dangerous move because when you're hammered, you cannot resist hooking up with whatever girl will have you, or hitting on whatever.
I literally and listen. By the way, fucking Wedding Crashers might as well be a fucking handbook because I did everything. So I start eye fucking the lady. I sit.
Who's the lady? The bride?
I found one that I liked.
Probably the bride. You said something inappropriate to the bride.
I didn't even talk to her at all. Basically, I just said congratulations and that was it. No, I saw one of.
How did you say it though? It went like this, like
congratulations.
Congratulations.
You
look beautiful up there.
I had the hair down.
You know, if you need any help with anything, I know a lot of people in this town. Maybe send me a DM on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Gramps.
It's Gramps.
I like that he brought a backpack. Is it full of props by chance?
Gramps came in here. If Gramps didn't have aggressively white facial and head hair, he could look like he was 22 years old.
Yeah. Well, he's got great skin.
If I didn't have an extra 40 years on me, I could look like I was 22 years old.
Yeah. He's saying he has an extra 40 years, unfortunately, but he does look great. He's in with all the fashion trends. He's wearing a sweet full send button up.
Well, you know what else?
He's maximizing his age. Gramps, we're going to have you sit down on the couch over here next to the Uncle Sam hat. Our producer, he looks like a white supremacist today. I'm sorry. He is going to pass you a microphone, and we're going to get this going.
Well, he used to look kind of like a surfer kid.
He saw him. Gramps saw him.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Gramps is saying he looked like a white supremacist then, too.
Yeah, I guess, just with the long hair.
He also spoke like a white supremacist, but that was just some stuff he whispered in Gramps' ear after the shoot.
It's a given.
I was like, oh man, Gramps, back in my day, we didn't have all these brownies around.
Brownies.
Dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, Gramps. So Gramps, just
not okay.
Very
I was
quick.
going for a tame.
We don't condone
slur.
that.
I think
We
it
don't
was too
condone it.
bad.
We're just finishing up right now, Gramps. We just contacted an OnlyFans girl. She showed us her breasts over a video call. Very nice. And now, my friend Leo, Gramps, do you mind just grabbing the microphone right now? You can comment whenever you want. Just talk into it like it's a stand-up microphone.
Yeah, it's right in
Hey,
there.
how's everybody doing tonight?
There we go.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
There we go.
Yeah, how you doing, Grant?
So Gramps, this is Leo. He's
How are you?
he is a completely unmitigated sex addict.
It's true.
And he went to a wedding this weekend. He got very drunk, and I'm just trying to figure out at which point he did something inappropriate.
Did you
Well-
teabag the bride.
That's what I was trying to get at.
I got the
And Gramps,
guard. I
if you
got
don't
the
mind,
garter thing.
I lied a little bit about the stand-up mic. Treat it more like a podcast mic, a little bit more lips to windscreen.
Get in there.
Whoa.
Get right up in there. Yeah,
Nice.
deep throat that thing.
It's a habit.
Yeah, so basically, I got drunk. I picked out one girl that kind of eye fucked me, or we eye fucked each other right when the reception was happening.
Right.
And then it's time to cut it up on the dance floor, much like Vince Vaughn does in Wedding Crashers. So yeah, I got some dance moves. I got some rhythm. So I'm cutting it up on the dance floor. Eventually,
When did you pick up this verb, cutting it up?
I don't know. I feel like cutting up the dance
he's doing
floor.
that
Everybody
for me
says that.
because that's
right.
That's a term gone by.
Is that what they
So,
did in the 50s to Buddy Holly?
He's making me
That's
feel
right.
comfortable.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you.
I heard you're good. You're a thespian of sorts.
I am. I
Oh,
am.
Me too.
And I'm proud of that.
Me too. I've done a lot of theater.
Oh, where at?
We just local in like the North Hollywood Arts District.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I did a play when I first started acting. I did a play in North Hollywood every weekend for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's how you get fucking reps.
We'll let
Yeah.
we'll let you guys jerk each other off
You're
with your
such
theater
a
work in a
fucking
second.
asshole.
But I gotta figure
know,
out.
I was looking at him and says he wants to hear about who you banged in the keister.
Right.
That's it,
That's
right?
all he cares about. That's all he cares about. We're thespians. We know that that's the real art.
Where did you study?
Honestly, LA Valley College. I just went after college. After my
Wait,
business.
so you're from here?
I am from here. Born
the
and raised.
fuck outta
Studio
here.
City, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah. What about you too?
Yeah, I was born in Hollywood, but the first place I moved out at was I moved to Moore Park in Laurel Canyon, man.
Wow, man, that's crazy. I was also born in Hollywood, at Cedar Sinai Hospital.
I was born in Cedars of Lebanon, which was which was before Cedars-Sinai. Cedars of Lebanon merged with Mount Sinai to become
Cedars-Sinai.
Cedars-Sinai.
Holy, so
Danny
we were born.
can't
We might have
take
been
I'm
it.
gonna
born in
let
the
you-
same
Danny's
room.
losing
I'm going to let
his
you guys
effing
tongue
mind.
each other's assholes in about
What is
5 minutes.
wrong with you?
Danny's like, this is all getting cut anyway.
Yeah,
you know, say
exactly.
In
whatever
about
the fuck you
we
want.
do not cut anything unless Austin loses
If I
control
know
of this.
anything about a thespian that's I presume you're a straight man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I am.
Good. You
So
probably
so far.
so far exactly. You never know.
You never
I
know.
bet you had a lot of fun in the wings of the old.
Okay, no, Leo,
what?
let's get to we need to hear what happened to this chick.
All right, so I'm cutting up the
And then we're
dance
going to ask
floor.
him about his wings of the theater.
I'm cutting up the
sex
dance
act.
floor. I'm cutting up the dance floor. I go over to this girl. She's Israeli, very beautiful.
Oh.
We start dancing, and then we shared a kiss, and then I find out that she's married and her husband's not there.
Yeah.
How are you dancing?
I do another thing. If you want to learn how to dance, where you could basically use this move anywhere. When Hitch teaches the Albert Brenneman in Hitch, when Will Smith teaches him, when Will Smith teaches that guy Albert how to dance,
Does he
that's the
teach that guy
two-step.
Albert how to have your wife cheat on you?
No, all right, that
That ain't
no, you're-
taught. That's natural.
exactly. So it happened. She told me she was having trouble with the marriage. The guy wasn't there. Blah blah blah.
Beautiful girl?
Very beautiful. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Give
I
me
would
an
say-
honest 1 through 10 score.
She's like an 8.
Third, 3.
Yeah, Gramps, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking it was the tequila and the White Claws that made
He's
you
a
think
tall,
8.
handsome man. I can't
you,
say
sir.
that
So
he would be getting a 3.
I would say multiple guys told me she was the prettiest girl at the event. All right.
Whoa.
Just saying. But we only made out, and honestly, I didn't want to push the envelope too much. She's married, and a lot of people know her there. This is probably going to get back to the guy. Mm-hmm. He's Israeli. I
I
might
was
be
gonna
dead.
say she's married to an Israeli.
Yeah, I might be
Whoa.
fucking dead
Yep.
within a week. So
A guy with a unibrow, an Uzi, and a
Yeah.
military uniform is
Yeah.
going to kick in this slider.
Yeah.
any moment now. So I could be fucked. So either way, it happened.
If you're gonna die, you might as well have fucked her.
I know.
Yeah, you fucking
and I
blew
didn't.
it. You know they have compulsory military service, and they all know Krav Maga.
Yeah, I know. They do. I'm fucked. I mean, I could run, but I have a bad hammy right now, so I'd
Oh
be fucked.
shit! Justin Turner in the house.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I did it in the same way, coming rounding second base. That's when I.
That's
heard the
an
pop.
inside joke. Justin Turner.
Rounding second base. That mean you were grabbing her boob?
No, I was rounding second base
second-
on the softball field.
Second
Anyway.
base is a finger up the hoo-hoo, actually.
Oh, really?
Gramps.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's a
Where?
fingering.
This
Where?
is
Are you a priest? What are you talking about?
well, I mean, you suggested it was a boob grab, and I think the fingering is much more extreme. But this is how I see the baseball diamond in my own mind. Make out as first base. Fuck heavy petting.
I agree.
I want a swapping of fluids.
I agree.
Fingering or getting jerked off, maybe not to completion, but a little
Second
fooling
base.
around. Number 2,
Whoa.
a triple.
Blowjob. Jesus, why does it have to be deep throating? And that
It
could
has to be because
Otherwise
if
it
it's
doesn't
just
count.
if it's just a little
What?
lollipop action, that's just you getting a nice lead, waiting for the pitcher to throw. That's not making it all the way into third.
I see what you're saying. Okay. But I think maybe we should deep throating should be like right in
Wait,
between.
you know what home is?
It's
I'm sorry.
anal.
Continue, I'm
Danny.
sorry.
It's anal for
Where
you.
deep throating, you're saying is
Deep
between.
throating should be in between home and third. I think because
If
it's
you're
just
in
a regular
pickle.
blowjob.
If you're in a pickle.
If you're in a pickle.
If you're in a pickle,
well,
that's
what
funny.
what if
That's
you
funny.
use a pickle as a dildo?
Jesus Christ,
It's
that
been
is.
done.
That should be
Wouldn't
that should be the
first time.
pickle.
You're in the dugout at that point. You're in the dugout.
This MMA fighter guy I knew named Lance. When he was in college, had a wrestling tournament the next morning and therefore didn't want to shoot his precious bodily fluids. He must have been in that Mike Tyson school of thought. Was it Mike? Who was the guy?
Muhammad Ali would abstain from sex for like months, or even like 6 to 10 months.
Muhammad Ali style.
Before fights,
So
yeah.
my friend adhered to that at that time too. So he used an unpeeled carrot to fuck this girl with.
Whoa.
One of the big ones.
What?
He just fucked her with a bunch of vegetables he found in the refrigerator.
Isn't that in
I
fucking
swear.
Ted? Isn't that in Ted 1 or 2? Because Ted doesn't have a penis.
I
so
fucked her with a parsnip. Absolutely.
That was so funny.
Ted got it from this guy though.
But
He must have.
no, ask me what home base is.
Home base is for you, Danny. I know that the only thing that home base could possibly be for you, you sick son of a bitch, is putting that fucking wee wee in an asshole.
Ooh, that's where you're wrong, Leo, because
What?
everybody knows that home plate is actually they donkey punch.
Oh, you son of a
Donkey punch.
What would an RBI? What would an RBI
run
be?
back- Batted in?
A run batted in is when you hit it from doggy style, and then with one hand you're beckoning your friend into the room silently,
Oh my
and then
God.
he pops up and takes a turn before she's any the wiser.
Okay, what's a grand slam then? Let's go with that.
A
What's
grand slam is when you go down to the local YMCA
Oh.
and you see whoever's on the basketball court.
Oh my God!
And you bring-
black men.
Do they play
Most
basketball
likely.
at the YMCA?
Oh yeah, they do.
I'm imagining just like
Adam
a nerdy
Sandler.
guy with some goggle glasses too.
Okay, Adam Sandler type guy.
Yeah. And you
can
bring the
we're
woman
getting really
to the
hooked.
YMCA in a bus, and you let everybody on the basketball court have at her.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a grand slam. Right?
That's a great.
Things have changed.
Gramps,
It used to be different.
I know. In the '60s, you guys had your uppers and your LSD and your Pink Floyd, but we've moved along.
Well, I wasn't around in the '60s, contrary to popular belief.
You were
70
alive.
You grew up in the
I was
70s.
alive.
Yeah, you were alive.
Yeah, I grew up in the '70s.
Grew up in the 70s. So,
Yeah.
but LSD was still popular in the 70s, right?
Oh yeah. I took too much one night. Actually, right by here. This was my crack neighborhood in the '80s. This was a horrible crack neighborhood in the 80s.
It's not that much better now.
For
It's
all,
like human
for all you
feces.
people saying I'm not hood and that I don't have the right to use certain words and sag my pants at a certain level, West Side.
Yeah.
I live in a crack neighborhood.
He does live in it.
This is definitely the West Side.
Oh, yeah.
I said that to Austin. I said Blackwelder and Hauser was a dangerous effing corner for some, and so was West Haven and Cloverfield.
It's
man.
dangerous because of me still
It was-
today.
Yeah, you West Side. Yeah, this place was bad, man.
How do you think I supplement my income, Gramps?
Crack.
That's right.
100%.
And pimping.
Yeah, pimping is easy.
He's got some. He's
Pimp-
got
You've
some
seen
whores.
my video, right?
Your
The
pimping is
pimpin'
easy video? I have not.
What?
Where you walk by with a bunch of
What
chicks?
am I doing here?
I
Yeah,
have
let's
I
get
have
outta here.
seen that. I've seen the Instagram version. Is there an extended cut on the Full Send
there is
YouTube
an
channel?
extended cut.
I've seen
on
the
on
Instagram version.
Shithole, season 2, episode 10. So we'd have to look at it, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've seen the Instagram.
Yeah,
pimpin'.
but I get jealous about other pimps, so I tuned all of that out.
well, as
want-
long as you're pimp head and strong.
I want to hear
sir.
about this LSD night. What happened?
So I was tripping. It took 4 hits at 6 in the evening, and then down on Pico and La Cienega. Used to be a gas station there. It's not there anymore. And my buddy was working there, and he said he wanted a trip, so I took another 4 hits.
Oh my
Then
God!
about 3, 4 in the morning. It was midnight. About 3, 4 in the morning, we were driving out to the beach. There was no traffic on the 10, back then. And we were driving out there, and we were just tripping and looking at things. I'm gonna remember I tripped off this car lock right here with you. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Then all of a sudden it went. I go, oh fuck, cops are chasing us. Fire engines are after us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going. I'm telling my buddy driving my convertible Mustang, which I still own.
Wow.
I'm telling my buddy, slow down, man. We're going too fast. And after a while, he's a real cool dude. My buddy Rick, he's a smooth dude to this day. Looks over at me, and we're on the freeway, the 10, and he goes, I'm doing 35. So, and it didn't get any better after that.
Oh my
So,
God!
But after that, it was a life of panic attacks from that day on.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bad night.
So-
LSD was prevalent. Just don't take. I know dudes that took like 20 hits, 30 hits. I guess I was just not that guy
So you had
Wait.
panic attacks for the rest of your
for
life?
the rest of my life. Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't know if you were saying that you kept taking LSD and giving yourself drug-induced panic attacks,
No.
or do you mean it shook something loose in your brain?
It shook something loose in my brain.
That's kind of what happened to our old friend Cigar Guy. That's what he claims was the
I thought you were
reason
gonna-
for his.
I thought you were going to bring up Rat Dick Ralph.
Now, well, Rat Dick Ralph, I don't even know if he has a panic attack ever. He's just kind of a walking panic attack. He never gets out of the panic attack.
It's
almost.
different.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds miserable.
You still
Yeah.
have panic attacks?
Well, I went to I don't know. We're getting to the medical part.
No,
of
this is
our-
great.
of the
This is great.
discussion. I went to a Terap, this clinic, and they deal with panic disorders. And I didn't have them for like 25 years. And then one day I was taking my son. We took him out of school. He was like 9. Picked him up in Sherman Oaks Elementary, and we went to Disneyland. We were just, me and the ex used to do that kind of stuff.
The Haunted Mansion ride triggered
just
Gramps.
just on the way down there, it just started. I just started getting them. I must have had 20 during the day, but I was just like, I'm not going to ruin his day because I'm fucked up. My ex was looking at me, and she was very in tune with it.
Yeah.
And she's very cool about it. I'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden be just like,
And
the shit would just go off. But
And Gramps, which parts of Disneyland do you have to relegate yourself to when you're having panic attacks? Like I'm thinking Toontown,
Toontown, I was thinking, yeah.
Frontierland.
yeah, well, you're right.
No
You must have
Adventureland,
experience.
no Space Mountain.
You can't go to Pirates of the Caribbean.
You can't go to the Pirates of the Caribbean. As Jeff Goldblum said, when Pirates of the Caribbean malfunctions, the pirates don't eat the tourists. That was one of my favorite lines from Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum, my acting teacher. At one time.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That he's just like a lifer. He's just like a.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's so good. He's just one of the best.
Yeah, we texted yesterday. It was his birthday.
Wow.
You sent him a
He was
69
69 years old. Of course, I had to write 69. Tee-hee.
He still gets some young tail, I hear.
Well, he's married now.
Oh, okay. Well, he used to. I've heard
This is
through the grapevine that Jeff Goldblum is quite the ladies' man.
Well, ladies like Jeff. He's always been in phenomenal shape. He's a fantastic actor, charming as can be, and dedicated to acting and teaching. As my teacher, he was. It was phenomenal. He taught me, a few of the basics. Like, they didn't hire you to do a preparation. We had another teacher who was like, you get on the set like James Dean, you do whatever you want, and these young people are believing it and losing jobs.
It's ridiculous.
And Jeff was like, they didn't hire you to prepare; they hired you to do a job.
Right.
So, and he said, contrary again to this other teacher, he was like, sometimes you have to act. He says you have to get it done.
Absolutely.
And those few things, a couple things were like carried me for the rest of my career. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you got to get out there and just do it.
That's right.
You can't be, and
get
I
in
believe in
there.
all the preparation. I believe in all the exercises, but you can't fucking do it when you're on the set.
Absolutely.
You
You got to get to that point where you have a process that gets you there quickly,
Right.
And then that's just getting a lot of reps. And especially if you're auditioning a lot, in order to get really good at auditioning, you have to get that process dialed in to get to a place where you're being real as much as possible.
When Jeff was doing Deep Cover, this was a great Deep Cover. I think it was around 91. I was working in Santa Monica, and I'm walking down the street, and they were shooting Deep Cover in this storefront. And he comes outside, and I was doing a play, and he had come and seen me in this play. It was at the school and where he taught, and he comes up to me, and he starts talking to me. He goes, the part you're doing, you're playing a protester, they had there. And every time I started to drift away, he'd slap me in the face, and he'd bring me back.
Gotta
I'd
listen.
be like, oh yeah, and I'd be like, oh yeah. I'd look up, and he'd bap. You know what I mean? And then when I saw the movie, that was the vibe of his scene. He was really having an interaction with someone like, hey, you can't fucking do that. Do you understand me? We're doing this. Whatever he said, he was totally in tune. He was the guy talking. He was the guy getting his fucking point across.
Wow.
And it was just like being outside. So he was using me to rehearse, clocked
was
me a couple
rehearsing with you.
times. And he don't play games, man.
That's
I'm very
funny.
blessed to he cast me in a play I did with him once. We worked on quite a few things together. So we used to go up to his house for a lot of readings and stuff. And he's just, he's the actor's actor, as you say.
Yeah,
Are you two numbskull Shakespeare worshippers done yanking each other's penises over here?
We
son of a
haven't even
bitch.
started that
Yeah,
part.
we-
I'm
we-
thinking right
yeah.
here. Afterwards, we're going out for dinner and a movie.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely are. We could talk
Leo's got a
for
different
hours.
plan for you. I'll tell you what.
well-
There's not going to be a blowjob involved.
There
right,
is.
Danny?
Yeah, forget the movie. He's going to save money on those tickets.
Much how you prepare.
Do you like Best Buy? Do you like being parked in
you
front of a Best
son
Buy?
of a bitch? Much like you much like Goldblum used you to rehearse the scene, Danny does that to Dino often before his scenes and many
Whoa.
of his sexual experiences too.
Smack him around.
Yeah.
Yeah, if a bit doesn't go right, you just beat the shit out of Dean.
You need a scapegoat, Gramps.
Right.
You need a scapegoat. But Gramps, you mentioned going out and getting it done. And myself and Gramps did just that 2 weeks ago in various McDonald's lobbies.
That was fucking unbelievable. What a great day.
Yeah.
What a great day.
And that's up. The behind the scenes is up on my personal Patreon, Danny Mullen. Austin came out and filmed. He had a lot of fun. But Gramps and I, who came up with that concept originally? Was it Jesse? It might have been.
I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
your concept.
Yeah. I wrote. Me and my manager, I came up with the Colonel going in and trying to buy McDonald's, and then then he said, then Ronald comes in, and I was like, yeah, and we start brawling.
Yeah.
So
And the thing that made it was how good my makeup and my costume and Gramps' costume were. We looked the part.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they look incredible.
So well that everybody there, I think they probably thought it was sponsored by corporate. Maybe not sponsored by, but at least known of and approved by the McDonald's entity. Because, I mean, nobody has access to that. It wasn't like I had a clown nose and Gramps just had his hair in a ponytail. He had a bucket of fucking chicken, and I had $300 oil-based face paint on and clown shoes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and I didn't even think about it like that. They must have thought this was some sort of planned thing because we were the exact characters.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I did not think with that crowd we had there in the hood that they were going to cheer
Yeah.
when two men started making out.
Yep. Yeah.
What? Did you guys make out?
After the shoot, yeah.
Yeah, that was at the van.
Yeah, that was nobody was
We
filming.
got people following us back to the van to get pictures.
No way.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was fun. One of the things I liked about it that I value more and more as time goes on in my comedy is we did a really, really funny bit without pissing anybody off or really hurting anyone's feelings,
Right.
which is sometimes a relief to me because a lot of times people want me dead after we roll through their town and film a
Right.
bit.
Right.
So Gramps and I went in there and basically just improvised off the idea that Gramps was trying to buy the KFC franchise, and I...
Yeah, and he has warned me about this before, which is what I got a rough cut of it if you want to see it.
Oh shit.
Are we allowed to play that right
Well,
now?
we can't play it.
Okay, yeah.
But
Because
afterwards.
the sound has to get cleaned up so
Sure.
we can hear everything.
Sure.
But it's fucking great.
Sure. When is it going to premiere on Full Send?
I don't know. Hopefully within the next day or so.
Oh, that'd be
It was
nice.
supposed to go up last week, and Jesse was really busy at a merch drop. You know, he had a lot. He's got a ton of stuff going on, and so we didn't get to it. And so, I just talked to my manager Reed, who you met that day.
Yeah.
And so Jesse was like, he okayed some stuff, so we're going to get moving. So hopefully any day now, because it's a fucking banger. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That's great.
Yeah, the best one I thought that we did. The first two were memorable, but the third
Right.
one is where we
Oh,
really hit
sure.
it out of the park.
Well, yeah, but they had asked us to go in with a couple different concepts, and you wanted to go back there and grab that burger, but that big Latin dude, he was the manager.
Dude.
He was just so you went for the pastries.
I wanted to establish my dominance over the franchise because, I mean, I'm in the commercials, bitch.
You're Ronald.
So when he was trying to buy my McDonald's location on whichever boulevard down in Torrance, I rounded the counter, said, "Who's allowing this? Who authorized this prick to be in there?" And then I open up a pastry cabinet because they won't let me go back to the burgers. Reach in, grab the first thing available to me, take a big bite, and I realize it's rock hard.
Yeah.
And then the guy next to me, the employee's like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't eat that, dude."
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
guy had the best delivery on that line. He was standing there because Danny was full steam ahead. This was a big cat, little tatted up, big cat, and
Done
he
some
wouldn't let
time.
him get back there. And then he just on a dime, he just spun, grabbed the pastry, and the cat goes, "I don't know if I'd eat that."
Dude, I don't think it was plastic because it did have some sort of frosting on top.
Yeah, they just left it. It's one of those. It's preserved naturally with sugar, probably, but it's probably been there for months. It's
It
just-
could have.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But that but that turned into a good bit. You
Yeah.
know, I
Hell yeah.
said, "You don't even know your own product." So,
Question is, when are you coming over to the doing a video for the old Danny Mullen channel sometime?
oh, I'm going to do that right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's actually the Leo
Well,
DiTavio
I
OnlyFans.
wanted to say this because on the first one we went to, you got behind the counter and said, "We need to open another register."
Oh yeah. Well, the flow.
Yeah.
We needed to get that going.
Yeah.
It's
You need-
time is money.
That's
Yeah.
funny, dude.
People
That's
slashing
funny.
those credit cards.
Hey, man, you're all about the business.
I'd never heard so many were going to call the police on that first one. We,
They said they were going to call the police.
oh my God, yeah,
Oh,
30
It's
times.
just- I thought everybody
love it.
loved us. I guess that was the one where the managers were really upset.
So you were playing the Colonel.
I was playing the colonel.
When you did your, you get in character for the
Yeah.
Colonel. I mean, you have to address his racist past, right? Did you?
yeah.
You know?
I go up there and say, "I am reformed. I am into diversity now. I didn't
like
used
it.
to be."
I like it. I
So,
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, fuck it. While he's gone, a little what is your process just quickly to, like, let's say you have an audition and you want to get in character. Do you write stuff out? Do you ask yourself some questions?
Sure. I mean, I do all that stuff. It depends what it is. What was I watching? I watch documentaries, interviews on actors all the time. I never stop. I'm reading the Uta Hagen book now.
Nice.
And, I like her. She has 3-minute exercises that are really great. So I'm always reading something. So I went to a place where they were like, this is the only way. If you leave here, you'll forget how to act. It was really, I never believed that.
Right.
I was a little older than most people when I started because I was too busy down here smoking crack at the time.
Oh, wow.
And then I heard that, but I never really believed it. So I started reading about other great teachers, and Strasberg with his, sense memory, whatever it is, he got a bad rap. And then he's got a lot of good exercises. I've been teaching for 20 years. I have a school called Lola's Acting School.
Oh, wow.
I started with my son, so Lola's is Lally Acting School, LOLAS, and because that's my last name.
Okay.
And so I started teaching animal exercises and the picture exercise that Strasberg did. So yeah, I try to do a little bit of everything when I get it, and just let it flow depending on what it's in. And definitely emotional preparation,
Right.
depending on what it is. So yeah, the whole thing. The Meisner technique is what is my main thing, and it's a Pavlovian technique to be ready when you get on the set and not have to worry about anything else.
What does that
That's
consist
right.
of?
Excuse me?
What does that consist of, that
What?
technique?
Oh,
What do you do to get yourself into character on a moment's notice?
in a moment's notice? What's the character? I mean, depending I have it on me.
Colonel
there's
Sanders,
been-
what did you do before we stormed
Honestly,
the first
when
McDonald's?
I did that, and you'll know about this, and when Gary Oldman did State of Grace, he talks about and Gary Oldman's fantastic. He talked about
he's so good.
I couldn't grasp it. He did all his fucking homework, and then he put on that crazy leather jacket.
Sometimes,
and he said he put it on,
costume,
and it
man.
all came together.
The costume helps.
So when I was doing this, I basically just heard, because I've auditioned for the Colonel before. I used to do it more like this, like a Southern gentleman. And then I just heard Norm Macdonald do, I'm the Colonel. I'm going to talk like this. And even though I thought it was stupid when I first heard it, Norm, I love you.
Yeah.
I mean, but it just for me. And then I thought, and then we were going out, it just came in my mind. Sometimes things just pop in your head, and that's what I heard. So I'm going to talk like this. I want to buy this McDonald's. I want to turn into Kentucky Fried Chicken, And so sometimes, but again, it's been training for all these years where things kind of come
Naturally,
easily sometimes,
yeah.
But if you're right for a part, it just happens, and if you're not, you may never get it. I mean, that's my experience.
You're absolutely right.
In Leo's case, he's not right for any parts then.
Well, I get an occasional part, mostly porn stars, strippers, stuff like that.
Nothing wrong
He's
with
been
that.
canceled a couple times.
I
We
have.
think they might Google him after he walks out of the
Yeah,
audition room.
I slipped in there in a nice project recently, and they must have not Googled me.
Really?
Or,
What was that?
Don't worry about it. Or
I wasn't trying to hate. I was actually curious.
I already told you, but or they now that there's a new thing that I've been canceled for basically just for sitting on the couch and laughing while Danny was talking about these fat girls. Now that's on the front page of the Google, so it's good. It's probably better than what I used to have on the front page. So it replaced. Yeah. So now if you Google me, you only see that.
He's like a pine tree, Gramps. There are layers of cancellation going back to 2012.
Gramps, if we're really talking about it, I mean, basically I got canceled when I was on this reality show. I did The Bachelorette, and I got canceled for writing a comment on Instagram when I was in college that said, "You need my big dick."
Well,
I must have been drunk.
well.
Yeah.
Do you not remember the moment you did it?
I don't remember the moment I did it.
So wait a minute. That's why, because that's all they talk about now is the girls getting dick.
Yeah.
That's all they talk about is you can't win unless you fuck the guy. I've never seen the show in my life. I just see that or I guess The Bachelor, that they're always banging each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're banging each other. So why was it such a terrible comment? I don't know. It was a little crass, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
Well,
know.
this girl wasn't on The Bachelor.
no, it was when I was in college. I was on
She
The
was-
Bachelor when I was 32 years old. I
was,
made that comment when I was 23 years
Yeah,
old.
and the girl was a cheerleader, and she was 13 years old.
That is not true at all.
Yeah, she was on the softball team.
No.
You know what I think about though? So Leo, that ended up not being that big of a deal. You need my big dick comment. But I was thinking recently about wanting to go back in time and change your actions to correct something like that. The biggest example I can think of recently is that girl Brooke Houts who beat the shit out of her Doberman.
Yeah.
And then uploaded. Did you hear about this, Gramps?
I
There
did
was
not.
a chick influencer who was, I don't know, maybe 50,000, 60,000 YouTube views per video.
Right.
Which, with the chicks, they can move a lot of cosmetics with those numbers.
Right.
So that's a career for her. She lived in a really nice apartment, drove a nice SUV. She had a dog, and she was trying to play it like, oh, me and Sparky over here, we're the best of friends. Like the sweetest girl on the planet. Just her and her dog making it in this big bad world we call LA. One day, however, she accidentally uploaded a video of her beating the shit out of this Doberman, spitting in its face, throwing it around the apartment because she had a very old school approach to dog disciplining and training, which I guess is not that uncommon.
No, a lot of abusing a dog is kind of normal. Caesar Milan would just hit him.
Dr. Fauci's pretty good at it too.
Yeah, dude, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fauci uses flesh-eating Arab flies though when he's disciplining his dogs.
Christ.
I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah.
I have not heard about him eating flesh-eating Arab flies.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci has now been linked to an experiment. I guess he greenlighted
Oh
it.
no, yeah, the dogs, in the with their heads in the box.
Yeah, it's not too bad. He just put their heads in a box and just unleashed flesh-eating Arabian flies on them until their flesh was eaten away and they died.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
but-
disgusting.
But Brooke Houts uploads this video for fucking up her Doberman. I've checked her channel recently. The comeback's not going well, and I think she gave up again. And can God even put the number on the cocks she would suck to get that moment back where she clicked upload?
yeah, see, exactly. There isn't some. I haven't done anything unbelievably, treacherous like that. But
That we know of.
there are some things you can't come back from. But apparently, Mike Tyson came back from rape. Somehow he went to jail for rape for 3 years, and he was on Broadway, for God's sakes. But he is Mike Tyson, I guess. I don't know, the guy with the NFL guy that he was electrocuting dogs.
Vic is on ESPN, not ESPN,
Right.
Fox now. He's
Right.
an analyst on Fox.
He
It's all
murdered
good.
dogs. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
so did Fauci. And
yeah.
And the thing about Vic is he went to prison, lost $100 million, and changed his ways.
Right.
I mean, he did suffer.
He suffered.
I'm
of
not
course.
saying what he did was right,
No, of course not.
because I just got canceled for saying that he went to prison. So
Yeah.
he paid his dues.
And,
his dues.
and I want to say this too. Last night when I saw the Fauci thing, and I didn't just read about it, there is lab footage of these people walking around in hazmat suits with beagles in both hands, lifted up by the scruff of their necks, throwing the beagles into incinerators, into cages, letting these flesh-eating flies loose. There is footage of the beagles, like 16 of them, all in a rectangular cage, jumping up and down in agony and barking their hearts out.
I literally cannot believe that I haven't heard about this.
I can't believe it either. It was on the Ben Shapiro show
I
this morning.
haven't seen Tim Pool or anyone cover it yet. I guess it just
I haven't
wasn't.
seen
And he
I
also,
wasn't
to be fair,
soon
he
enough.
lied to Congress too about America funding gain-of-function research in the Wuhan lab. So it seems like we basically hasn't been proven yet, but we basically it seems like funded the coronavirus.
If you read their retort for that, they're basically like, yeah, so we looked into what we did, and at the time we didn't realize it was gain-of-function research. Like, we were manipulating the viruses, and some happened to get stronger. So now in hindsight, yeah, we were kind of doing gain-of-function research, but when we were doing it, we didn't know.
Yeah, and
That was their excuse.
Great. Now I couldn't smell for 6 months because of that bullshit.
yeah. Well, he makes up for it in his beagle research. That's going to help the world. What I was saying
but
though,
my question is,
much
why
evil.
did we need to finance their I mean, don't they have a lot more money than we do?
It-
China.
They do have a lot more money than we
We
do.
have to
Well,
fund
no,
their.
it's that we offshore a lot of stuff like that to China, because if we were doing it here in the States, it would be looked over with a magnifying glass, and
Yeah.
it would be a big controversy. If they fund some lab in China, people are like, oh, they're probably cloning people in China. Who gives a fuck?
And that also kind of brings up the point that I was trying to get at, that I watched these videos last night, and the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to go to Twitter, I wanted to go to Instagram, be like, hey, this is the guy everybody's been listening to for the last year and a half, huh? Class act. But then I realized I had a steak for dinner, and I had chicken in my omelet this morning. How did those animals die? Were they treated humanely? No. They were probably treated...
Or were they kosher?
I think a rabbi was present at their death, which makes me feel a little bit better about it.
If they're kosher, then they're killed humanely.
Yeah, you can buy kosher meat.
Yeah, well, I guess that's better than a flesh-eating fly-induced death. But still, it's like, I don't have much of a right to be a hypocrite. And I'm sure most of our medical breakthroughs we've made as a country the last century,
Experimenting on apes.
a couple monkeys had to die to get there. And so, I mean, I'm still going to call Fauci the Heimlich Himmler of dogs. I think, or beagles specifically. He's the Heimlich Himmler of beagles.
Can't you sign up as just a like one of us? Can't we sign up for medical trials? And like I heard the pay's pretty good.
Ratic Ralph has a new career path.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
I was gonna say for a video we should submit Dino into all these clinics to get experimented on.
I've always wanted to use Dino as like an undercover pedo bait to like catch some Hollywood
Right
pedos.
now it would be a good time.
Yeah. Gramps, anybody you know in the Hollywood circle who's questionable and who might be touching children on the weekends, we can test your hunch with Dino.
What do you mean, anybody?
Everybody?
Oh shit.
Sorry, Gramps. I'm sorry, Gramps. So, Gramps, how did you start working with Full Send? Are you liking it? Because it seems like you're a pretty traditional Hollywood actor type, and now you've moved over later in life to this thing going on the
I mean,
internet.
it's a perfect segue what we were just talking about, because you've seen Jesse. He looks underage, so I hit on him.
That's was it
He hit on
Grinder or was it just on the street?
It was just on the street.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's how I usually go.
That's
But
does
then
look
I
young.
found out he was 27 at the time. I'm like, fuck.
Boner gone.
So-
Walk away.
What happened was never quit, never stop.
That's right. You can't quit.
I was working with. Do you know Tori?
Yeah.
Okay,
Tori is Jesse's business partner.
right. Tori's Jesse's right hand man, and that's how I consider him. So he was living with these guys when they were making videos. I met one of the guys several years ago. I was driving Uber, and I met a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I think you'd be right for this thing." So you've seen, I showed you the outside of Ralph's with the street sweeper, or did I show you that video or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll show it to you. So we're making. So he goes, I got this idea that I'm a janitor. They're all from Florida, so they're all dumb.
Who's they?
Tori, Eggs, this guy David, and they all lived in a mansion in Toluca Lake.
I want to meet Eggs. I've never
Yeah.
heard of this character. That's a nice nickname. Very simple.
Well, I call him Florentine because one day
Eggs Florentine.
One day he said to me, "You put some respect on my name," and I said, "Okay, Florentine." So this guy says, "I got this idea. I'm a janitor. I've been furloughed because of COVID, and I lost everything, and I have to go live with my father." And David's a big dude. He's like 6'4", 220, got a beard, long hair. He's like, I got to go home and live with my pops, and I'm a retired successful porn producer. So these guys living in a mansion on the lake in Toluca Lake, and not a house. I mean, there's big mansions, but a nice house. And so we filmed there that I was his dad, and we did a lot of fun shit, and we just happened to do this one video.
And this wasn't involving Jesse. This was just
wasn't
with Tori.
involving Jesse at all. But then Tori got together with Jesse. I don't know how they met, and this is how I heard it. I believe Tori said, your videos are great. I think you could use a funny old guy. And Jesse said, you got any suggestions? He showed him a video. Jesse said, I like him. Let's bring him down. And we did the driving instructor video. I don't know if you saw
Yes,
that one.
I was in that video actually. Jesse and I
in the
went suit
beginning you were
shopping.
Yeah. That's right.
That was
That's
my
right.
Full Send channel debut too.
Right. Okay. So that same show, and so yeah, so we did that one. It did great. A lot of great comments from the from the fans. And Jesse, being a sharp guy, was like, well, they want to see him, so let's bring him in. So we talked about a contract, and we've been working together ever since. I really enjoy working with him. I thought he's a real creative, and he's got a quality as an actor. I mean, it's just something that he has, where he's got a truthful. You have to have that. It's better. I mean, maybe you can learn it, but he just seems to have a natural. But he's been doing this for a long time, so he just has a believability. He has a reality and a believability to start with. And so he loves doing the characters and stuff. Anyway, so we started working together, and then they said to me, we're going for a week in an RV to Sedona. And Tori texts me, goes, "Are you in?" And I go, yeah, okay. And then so I'm on with, an RV full of 25-year-old pot smokers. And then, like halfway through the trip, they're like, we can't believe you came.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? They go, we can't believe you came. And I said, well, I am kind of tired. And like, we're all fucking tired. I was like, oh, shit. But they got Tori and Florentine. And Luca got a Airbnb, so I stayed there, and it was better because it was record-breaking heat. In Sedona, is usually in the high 90s, and it was 109. Jesus. And we were going around doing pranks and stuff. It was fun. We did, the famous "Can I use your shitter" bit, which was, but he made all the staff do it, which was fun. Anyway, so that's how I got started. It's been going great, and now we're working with other influencers, and so I worked with you, and that was fucking awesome. And
other influencer / crack salesman.
Danny he hates being referred to as an influencer. I'm just to let you know.
I'm sorry.
I kind of like it now. When Gramps says it, it seems dignified.
We worked with other cool YouTube people.
Influencer / crack dealer.
Since
Gramps,
crack.
you mentioned Jesse having something to his character in videos, and I'm not sure what it is, but there is something very believable when he has on a giant pair of sunglasses that may as well be goggles and a huge dip in his mouth, and he's talking that American-Canadian pidgin. He's believable.
Yeah, well, he is.
His incompetence, that's a recurring trend in a lot of his characters, this incompetence behind the counter in a blue-collar job. I buy it.
Right. Well, that's the thing I saw when we did the driving instructor video, was like the look on his face was, it was perfect. He just played a guy that... Because at the end of the video, the driving instructor texts and says, if you need to talk, my dad used to yell at me too. You know what I mean? And so he said, I know how it is. And Courtney read it. And at the end, I said, that's bullshit. So, but yeah, he's good. It takes that to sell it, to be successful at it. So, in my opinion. So.
And are you being compensated fairly? You're happy with the money you're making down there versus what you'd be making in a traditional Hollywood path?
Well, we talked about it when I get paid as a union actor, and I'm getting paid, not that, but I'm getting paid fairly. I think I'm fine. I'm happy. I got no complaints with where it's going, and we're building up the TikTok and the Instagram, and I know that's going to, more things. We're going to get a YouTube channel. I might do some cameo stuff.
Oh, yeah. Cameo's good.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Well, why are you asking? It's a little uncomfortable.
We were going to offer up Dino to you.
Can we cut the cameras? No, Gramps, I'm wondering
am single.
I'm wondering if there's been any, because as an influencer, you're paid in two ways, Leo.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Remember in 300 where they offer the oracles, they just offer young women to the people that sell out for the Persians. When you join Full Send, did they just give you a couple of 18-year-old co-eds or anything like that?
You got to remember, young women for me are 45.
All right, well, if they gave you a couple 45-year-olds,
freshly divorced,
yeah,
2 kids in high school.
Yeah,
I'm an age-appropriate guy.
I like it.
But I have to imagine that Nelk and Full Send's audience is 0.002% 45-year-old women. But have any of them messaged you?
That's funny because I was dropping off my rent today at the management company in Beverly Hills, and the woman goes, "Oh, I like your hat. I watched the videos."
Nice.
And she was I'm guessing she was 40, 45.
Wow.
Fast forward
if
15
you're not,
minutes.
I apologize. but you look at. No, I'm kidding. So
15 minutes later, though, you guys are in the parking garage together. What's going on?
15 minutes later,
15.
they had to clean that counter right there.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
Yeah, we were just at it.
So wait a second.
We
No,
just
so
went at
no,
it.
any young girls slide into your DMs on Instagram or?
Oh, on the Discord server, there's
Yeah.
a lot of young girls talking a lot of stuff. And honest to
Really?
God, I'm not of that generation. I have a son. He's 30 now, but we've raised him around children as he was growing up, and these chicks are on there like, yeah, Gramps, let me suck your dick.
Jesus Christ.
And,
Subtlety is a lost art.
And I say, and I honestly, I write back, I don't respond to those comments. And I mean, obviously that's a response, but I don't not engage in those comments. But yeah, a lot of people, yeah, I want to Eiffel Tower with you and
Now we're
someone
talking.
else on the Discord.
I'll tell you right now, Danny would do that. He would Eiffel Tower a woman with
Absolutely. Maybe that OnlyFans girl from the UK we spoke
you.
to.
Oh, she would be down.
But Gramps, you're being modest right now. You're telling us that not only do you not give in to these requests to suck your dick to Eiffel Tower, you respond in the negative to let them know how moral you are. But I want to draw to your attention right now the Urban Meyer incident. There's only so much a man can resist. Did you see that clip of that
course,
gray-haired
I saw-
NFL coach
Yeah.
getting grinded up on
Yeah.
and dropping his hand to feel her ass?
I think he was feeling her pussy.
He fucked her that night outside the view of the press.
He was fucking. I think so, and I think he was rubbing her clit a little bit in that video.
I think, Gramps, if the situation arose, you wouldn't be able to say no.
Is that a coffee?
It's a tea.
Oh, nice,
It's a Starbucks tea in a styrofoam cup.
nice.
And if you were curious, the exact breakdown. As
Yeah.
the $6 million man would give it. Is that a reference people have no idea about?
I know what it is, but not a lot of people do.
Was that a sitcom from the 70s?
Yeah, it was
It wasn't a sitcom.
yeah, it
It
was
was a drama.
Excuse
yeah.
me.
It was about a man who lost his limbs
Right.
and were replaced by
It was a big hit.
bionics.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge, big
You
show.
would. You secretly love this newfound young woman attention.
Be honest
Oh,
with
it's
us.
not new. I've been an acting teacher for many years.
Yeah, that's true, dude. My acting teacher.
I created the school where James Franco was teaching.
Oh shit.
So
He
we,
knows something about
We spent a big chunk of our last Patreon podcast talking about
James.
James Franco's pussy holocaust at UCLA.
He was quite the
oh, I
ladies'
was
man.
I was there.
Were you
Yeah.
helping?
Yeah, but I've never gone out with a student.
Right.
I've never dated a student because
you're
I
a
didn't want to be
professional.
that guy.
Yeah, of course, but you could have. I'm
because
sure.
you were just starting to say, "Oh, my acting teacher,"
Yeah.
because they're legendary.
Yeah.
There was a really good teacher who's, I think he might just be getting out of prison for having a relationship with a 13-year-old.
Jesus.
I mean that's out of fucking control. I know we make a lot of jokes, but it's a 13-year-old, and he
disgusting.
was probably 40, 35, 40. But
Yeah.
The Franco school, the thing he got in trouble with, he did not do on the premises.
Right.
He went over to Hollywood.
Right.
And they called me and said, James is going to be teaching a class. I go, it's about fucking time. And they said he's going to be doing in Hollywood. Isn't that great? And I go, no, it's not great. And they said, oh, but it's great. These are the yes men, the Stepford men.
So he was not teaching at the designated facility.
No.
He was doing it at some undisclosed, probably hotel room in Hollywood.
It was right
don't
on
know about all
Formosa in a little studio there, right? It's Formosa and Willoughby. But the thing is, the good thing about that is I never got brought into anything. And when I saw it going on, I left.
What did he do in that studio for people like me who are not up on the story?
He put a bed in the middle of the floor, and
Nice
there was
move.
40 students in the stands, the bleachers, and men on men, women on women, guy on girl would just get down there and just start grinding on each other, and he'd be sitting over there, directing them.
He was working
yeah,
sex
do
scenes.
a little more. Yeah, what?
Like teaching him how to do sex scenes.
Well, that's what it was called.
Yep.
Sex scenes. That was the class.
The thing is,
and
though-
everybody was making videos. And afterwards, I said to him, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What?" I said, "What are you
What?
What are you doing?" I just thought it was fucking weird. My son and I, because we were teaching together at that time, that's how we started at Studio 4. And we just looked at each other, and I left, and I never went back. It was a weird thing. And then there was his people. I was the last non-yes man, and that was the thing. We worked together for 15 years.
You and Frank's.
Yeah, And so I was the last non-yes man. And I remember I was telling him, me and him used to argue. And I was arguing about something, and a guy was standing behind him, and he was like going. And after it was over, James walked away. He goes, we don't bring those things up to James. I go, fucking I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
We need somebody.
And then when I saw I was bringing complaints from girls to the attorney, and they weren't doing anything about it, I packed up and started my own place, somewhere else, because I just saw it going down. And when they called me from the LA Times and stuff, when the shit went down, I was like, dude, I don't know. I've been gone for a couple years. And that was the truth. I left when it started getting fucking, it was just getting bad.
So I will say that James Franco, I don't think there's anybody on earth more qualified to teach acting in a sex scene than him. The guy gets a lot of pussy and he's a good actor. But you were his partner for 15 years in an acting school?
No. We were only partners for a year or so. No, we worked together. When he first started, he was 19 years old, and he came to this play I was doing, which got me a lot of attention. It was called The Baby Dance. And he said to me later on, he said, I was learning how to act by watching you. And, which was cool. And I told him at that time when he was 19 how much time I'd put into it. I was rehearsing 10 times a week. I had a baby and a full-time job. I was married. And he took it, honest to God, he took it, past that. He would rehearse 8 hours a day, and he'd get mad at people if they wanted to go home. He'd be like, where are you going? And they'd be like, I'm tired. But
I like your James Franco voice, by the way.
Yeah, he's got nailing it. You're nailing it.
We worked together for a long time. So he was really good, and he was really focused. And then it took him 15 years to, step off the curb. And then the shit went crazy.
That lust for pussy.
You think he'll be back?
I think he will. I think, Hollywood forgives people, but, he's made some settlements and, I don't know. He was pretty much golden child there for a while. But when he did James Dean, when he did City by the Sea, there was a lot of films, if you've seen him, where he was a really good actor and he was really putting the time into it. And then that just went away, and that was sad. You know what I mean? And now when he went to New York, he left his friends, and then he found out he was a deity in New York. He was going to school, and he left his friends behind. And we used to just bust on him, man, like everybody does, So when he came back, it was different. So,
Is there anything more tragic than somebody like James Franco, who's rehearsing 8 hours a day, 15 years work he puts in to become one of the best actors in Hollywood, and then he gives it all up for pussy? Another example of this I was thinking was Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, the way he used to speak about his mindset and his philosophy, I was, what was I just telling my girlfriend, a quote of his? Somebody asked him if he was afraid of Jose Aldo, because Jose Aldo, when Conor McGregor was first slated to face him, had not been defeated in upwards of 10 years. I'm not going to attempt the Conor McGregor accent in front of our friend Gramps here, because it's real bad. Neeks is very good at it, though. Our cameraman, Neeks. Keep my name out of your mouth. I'm not going to do that, but
you are Daniel Patrick Bryant Mullen.
Daniel James Bryant Mullen. There's
James.
no Patrick. I might add that in, though.
I like
I'm
the
sorry
Patrick.
because
City Hall's not far.
My son is Kyle Patrick James.
It's close.
Daniel James Bryan.
I don't know whether to be honored or creeped out that you know my full name. Conor McGregor.
Well, my grandparents from Ireland, so I have an affinity for the Irish.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, tell him to keep my name out of their mouth. But Conor said when somebody asked him about Jose, like, aren't you afraid of this guy? He is a phenom. He doesn't speak any English. He has scars all over him. He kicks the shit out. Conor said, "Who the fuck is Jose Aldo? There is no Jose Aldo. In that ring, it's you versus yourself." He would say things like that. And he would say things when he got his 2 belts. I thought this into existence. This was in my head and I made it happen. And I was like, this guy is not quite a Christ-like figure, But he, in my mind, is somehow maybe the second cousin of Christ as far as his prophetic nature.
Everybody loved him.
But then now he's in nightclubs. He's fighting old men.
Just cocaine.
He's taking absurd pictures on Instagram.
Really great. I think they're so legendary. But
Leo likes him more now.
I
actually.
do like him more now.
But yeah, it's disappointing, I'll say, when your heroes just give it all up at the top.
you
The
know,
thing about James Franco that I like, I get the whole giving it up for pussy thing, but like, the whole point is to get pussy to begin with. So it's like he became a famous actor, got pussy. Oh no, guy got pussy. Now he's just in the post game. He already won. Now he just gets pussy
I
until
think
he dies.
he might have given it up for power.
You should,
maybe, you know?
Austin, you need a show on a mainstream news network with a take like that. Holy shit.
Well,
Can you say that again? Can you break that down once more?
Well,
or pretend. Welcome back to Good Morning America. We have with us now Austin Schlosser, who's going to weigh in on the James Franco controversy. Welcome, Austin.
Well, okay, thank you, Danny. As I was saying, James was just getting pussy. I mean, he became an actor. When you act, the whole point's get rich, get pussy. He got pussy. Seems like a job well done to me. Back to you, Danny.
And that's
I'm a girl.
That's a point of view coming from a man. He said, "I can see giving it all up for pussy," coming from a man who hasn't gotten enough pussy to give it up for.
Not yet.
Wait, are we talking about me or Austin?
We're talking about Austin.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I got to tell you,
Did I mention he has a very average-sized penis, Gramps?
Oh. I'm going to bring 2 fedoras next week, and I want you guys.
Okay,
in
that
fedoras.
one was funny. It was funny the second time.
I
Maybe
got
funnier the
to
third.
tell you, it was 15 minutes I was here before I realized that was Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah.
because he had the long hair.
Uh-huh.
What was that for?
I
clan
joined
meeting.
the Krishnas. Derek and I, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna. Look, they were
kind of bangs that song. I really like that song.
they were prevalent in the 70s. You got to remember, I saw those guys everywhere. But
They're still in Menace.
where's your tail on the back though?
I had a rat tail for a little bit, and then Derek shaved it off.
Yeah, but that was the Hare
Actually,
Krishna. They had
correction. Derek pulled it off when he was hitting it from behind.
Oh,
Whoa.
God.
God damn.
That is not a
brutal.
good. Yeah, the fans would like to see that, but I don't know. I don't know if I could take it.
Gramps, what were you saying? I'm sorry. That was crude, what I did there.
That was crude.
I know he's been crude.
Was
the whole time.
it was cruder when I was on top of you wailing on you in a McDonald's and then we
That's
made
true.
out. Yeah.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
Well, by wailing, he means entering me.
Dude,
Oh, man.
It's
The
crazy. It was a very urban McDonald's in
Yeah.
a Walmart.
Yeah.
It was probably a 90% black crowd. They were all filming it. When we kissed, the cheer we got, I mean, they will remember that for the rest of their lives. We brought so much joy to this fucking
They're
crowd.
woke in a
God
whole
damn.
different way than I thought.
Can't wait for this video, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
dude-
you're gonna see it any minute now.
Like,
hell yeah.
imagine in a black Walmart / McDonald's, Colonel Sanders and Ronald McDonald fighting on the floor. How much the black people just loved it. We talk about this, how black people love pranks. They have a
Oh,
good
they're the
sense of
best.
humor
They're
when
the
you're
best.
pranking
They're
out in
the
public.
Well, no,
They're
there
the
was
best
this,
reactions.
this brother that followed us out of the first one. He took a picture with me in the McDonald's. Then he followed us to the van, and he said, and I was in the van. I was in the inside. And he's like, "Excuse me, can you get out?" He was an older gentleman. Like, "Excuse me, can you come out here? I mean, I need to get out." I said, "We got a picture," and he goes, "It wasn't good enough." But I said, "Okay." So I jumped out, and he said, "I got to get a picture with you because you are a legend in our community."
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a science fiction writer, this guy.
Yeah.
It was a black dude in a cowboy hat and like a suit and cowboy boots who,
Yeah.
who loved the display.
He did look like a Mad Max character, like one of your softball buddies.
Oh, God.
But there was a guy. You see that old guy with the cane that chased me?
Yes, I
inside?
did. Yeah, I did.
I got to see. We got to. Well, that's going to go. The thing is, it went so well. It's going to be a big part of an episode in season 3. So so we couldn't get it all in there. But that guy pissed me off. I know we were doing a thing, but he was sitting there and he had that goatee that was a foot long, and he had some sort of crazy mouth on his mask. and he started going, and I looked at him and I was like, this guy's saying, and he jumps up. He's got a cane and he can't really walk. His feet are like the penguin, and he's shuffling as he goes. He's like, show me what you got. Show me what you, and he's chasing me. And I'm like, it's either time to throw down with Gramps or the real Gramps, or I got to run away from this guy. And he's got a cane and he's shuffling after me fast. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
That's funny.
Speaking of acting lessons, I remember that moment, and I did something in that moment that I often beat myself up for when we're out on shoots.
Rub one out?
What's that?
Rubbed one out?
I did. To the memory of that many times. I had a joke when you and that guy were fighting, and I had it in my head, and I wanted to say it aloud, and I did hold it in my head and wait for the right moment at the expense of reacting to what was happening in front of me. I forget what it was. I was like, you found another white supremacist to be friends with, didn't you, Colonel? Or something like that. Something that was like kind of silly, but a much better comedic choice would have been to realize that it was heating up between you two. And it would have been better if I had taken sides or started having a refereeing role. And that is such a truth in comedy that reacting to what your scene partner says, reacting to the very last thing they said as if it is the most important thing on earth is always going to be a better choice than whatever line you've spent the last 10 seconds concocting in your head.
Yeah, but it's funny how things get locked in your head. There's a video, recent one I have up on TikTok, and there was a girl, obviously been on meth for a few days, and she was bizarre and dancing, doing all this stuff, and I was just trying to, I was Gramps with the walker and everything, and I go, oh, my son's a big fan, I want a picture, and she's like, no, man, just have him read the Bible, man, and she starts doing this.
And was this a sketch, or was this a real woman on the street?
Oh, no, it's outside of Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of Walmart.
I watched it on your Instagram.
Oh, okay. So she's doing this stuff, and she goes, read the Bible, and she's doing all the hand motion of someone who's been up for 4 days, and she's like doing this stuff, and I go, and in my head I go, I want to say, well, he's not going to read the Bible because he's a devil worshiper.
Oh my God,
and
that would have been great.
And I asked where it was, but the thing was, she was talking over me, and you have to wait. You're doing your thing. These people are crazy,
right?
So you have to wait. And then when I watched it back, I never said it. I just held on to it because I had to wait for it. You have to. I mean, it's comedy. You have to wait. But she wouldn't. It had passed by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it ages quick once it passes by.
Right.
If she says 3 or 4 more things, they immediately have significance. And the old line that you wanted to react to is 3-month-old milk.
Right.
It's another thing where I feel like the reps, just doing it over and over again, make you eventually, better. It's just getting the reps in.
Well, yeah. Often. I mean, so the Meisner technique is about listening and responding. It's about getting out of your head. So we do improvisations, not improvs. Improvisations where the only thing you say is what the other person makes you say. You read their behavior. Danny's listening to me. He's not in his head. He's very involved.
You, on the other hand,
you're really
Leo,
interested in hearing what I have to say about act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
about pussy. That's all he cares about.
Well, not at this moment.
Not at this.
Danny's deflecting because he thinks you get more pussy than he does.
I know he gets more pussy than I do.
Anyway, so that type of stuff. So that's why when we're out there doing this stuff, we're listening and responding. That's why when I said you're insignificant, whatever. You said these people are all filming me, and I said that's because it's going up on loser.com.
Yeah, that was nice.
You know what I mean?
That was a nice exchange.
So it's all about listening to what's going on and responding to it. So you're right, and once it's gone, it's gone. And you get mad as hell. You're like, fuck, that would have been a good line, but it didn't fit.
Which is another staple of improvisational comedy and acting, is that you're the best improviser on the ride home. Everybody has that.
Everybody always feels that.
Everybody has that.
Oh my God, when I teach acting, especially with beginning students, I tell them there's 3 auditions. The one on the way there, the one you do, and the one on the way home. You know what I mean? Very rarely, but it's good when the one on the way home is as good as the one in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes that happens. And
sometimes
it feels good.
happens.
Not always. Not always.
Never happens to me. And I guess the philosophy, in my head at least, behind practice and putting in the hours and putting in the studying is so that you're always going to have, oh, I could have done this. This little thing would have made it much. Like this weekend, for instance, I got kicked out of an old West town. I went in dressed as a cowboy, and I harassed this children's band that was performing for the kids, not in front of the kids. I did it professionally. My beef was with them only.
In your hotel room.
The kids, yes. But I got escorted out of this old West town by a guy with 2 fake pistols and a fake sheriff's badge, which is hilarious. And we walked by the stage, and I walked out. And once I got back in the car, I realized, you know what? I should have fucking hopped up on the stage and done my own child's performance, because I was lecturing them on how bad their performance was the whole time. That would have been gold. Huge missed opportunity. Danny is sad the whole car ride home. But my goal, because I realize now that I'm always going to have those moments, the goal is to make it so that even when you have flu-like symptoms and you're working off 3 hours of sleep, you can still be at a B. You can still be at that B level, which in my mind, I always want to do better. But in the fans' eyes or to the untrained eye and ear, that's still really funny and really good. That's the goal, is just to always be able to be at that B level, even if things go terribly wrong.
Right. Yeah. And, there's a lot of things you think about. And sometimes after they've sit in for a while, you go, maybe it wouldn't have been good if I did that. You know what I mean? Maybe I did the right thing. But, I hear you, and there are things like, fuck, I could have said that.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's always rewarding to just get in that flow state with like a partner where you're just flowing back and forth. And it's just like, honestly, it reminds me a lot of being at bat when I was playing in college baseball or something.
Right.
It's that place where there's nothing else going on except for what's right in front of you at that moment. And that's what I look for. In acting class, people are like, why do you go to acting class still? It's like, you've been doing it for so long. I'm like, it's nice to just get in that flow state.
Yeah,
Why do you go to acting class, Leo? You're such a great actor. You have such a large penis. You're so good looking. Your hair flows so beautifully.
No, but
is that what they say to you, Leo?
Complimenting myself.
You have so many
like
followers
that.
on Instagram.
No,
Your
dude.
6-pack is so rippling.
No, none of
People
those
say
things
that
are
to him
true.
a lot.
No, none of those things are true.
Well, and
I have to work on all of those things.
Yes.
Your penis size?
My penis size is fine. Other than that, got to work on it.
I was going to say something, and then I had another line I was going to say, and then it went away, and I forgot my whole...
Was it about
Gramps.
flow state? Anything about that?
It wasn't about flow state.
Gramps,
I
you got to
don't know
study
what it
more
was about.
John Barrymore. I don't know.
It was
I'm
something
not a bad
about
actor.
the baseball thing. When I was with John Barrymore.
There we go.
I was his concubine.
Nice.
Something about the I don't know.
That's all good.
Now I'm all blank. Now I'm pissed off. On the way home, I'll be like, what the fuck was I going to say?
It's all good. What we always
killed
do
the show.
when we go blank on this channel, we usually pull our penis out. That is the truth.
All right.
Yeah, we've
I'm
done
in.
that. We've done it quite a few
in.
times.
Gramps, so what do you have planned for your time at Full Send now? You guys just want to keep doing more and more shows over there? One thing that's pretty cool, I don't know how much I can talk about it, but I like that you guys have brought in some like Hollywood showrunners and some writer types from the mainstream comedy world to help develop content, which I think is a really cool move.
Yeah. The two guys, Ryan and Nick, are really helping move things along. And we're just going to what Jesse wanted to do was do higher quality content. Yeah. Which is what he's doing. But I want to write things like the McDonald's thing. That's what I want to do more of that, because I like working with a person. I like knowing the situation and then jumping off from there. Exactly what we've been talking about, how it went with the two of us. You know what I mean? When I heard about it, my research for that was when I heard you were coming on, I started watching your videos. Did that help? I don't know, but I just...
Did you like him? Not at all.
Yes.
But still, you needed a partner.
Oh, no, you're crazy. You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, he is out of his fucking mind.
I mean, I just couldn't believe when you're on the steps of the pro-choice, pro-life.
Oh, yeah.
And you were yelling one thing and then turn away.
That was great.
I was like, that's genius.
That was all I mean, it was literally improvised one moment to the next. We weren't expecting to see that many people there, or we didn't even really know that much about who was going to be there, and he killed it. That was all improvised.
Yeah,
thank you. You killed it that video too.
Thanks, buddy.
Teaching that man on the tennis court the history of clay.
Oh yeah, man.
And then the parade. You going up to the to be in the parade, drive the car in the parade.
Yeah, that was an old video.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
you still had rabid fans, man. There was a lot of people out there with signs and stuff. So so I just started watching things just to see what you were about, And I was surprised to find out how cool you were when we first met. Because you don't know. Look, dude, what you put out on those videos, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's going to be a cunt and he's going to, take over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, old man. You wearing your diapers today?
Yeah.
Thought that was going to be the first line.
Yeah, that's what I...
No, man.
So, but you never know. Everybody's been really cool who I've worked with there. And so we met, and it was cool, and it turned out great. You know what I mean? But you just start... That was my research as an actor for that. Just kind of checking you out, going in, meeting you, and it fucking... did it help? I think it did. I just always think it did because I had an idea who you were. Little Zan came down, and he did a thing there.
Great comedian. Great improver.
If he's playing that character and he's really just like a dorky kid, that would be incredible.
That is his Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
But he comes down with his crew, you know what I mean? I don't know, was it 10 of them or whatever, because it was the Gel Blaster team. Everybody on that crew, man, woman, was cool. And it was just great to meet them all. Zan did a little side bit with me. I thought he was great in the goat yoga thing. It was a good day. I don't know. You see a guy tatted up. Everybody was tatted up on the face. You never know what's going to happen. He just came down. It was the coolest fucking dude. And the whole crew, the chicks that were with him, they were so nice. It may be my age, my personality. I get along with most people. It was just a good time.
Can I ask you, Gramps, when you were coming up in Hollywood... I'm going to ask you anyway, Gramps. When you were coming up in Hollywood in the 70s, 80s, 90s, whenever your heyday was, or whenever you first got, you lived here, you were from here, whenever you first got into acting seriously, did you ever think you'd be cutting a scene with a guy named after a psychiatric drug who made his career nodding out into a microphone?
Lil Xan.
Like, what an insane thing to lay on somebody. If somebody had told you that in like 1995... that there's going to be a kid who's a sensation named after an anti-anxiety medication who just goes into a microphone.
Yeah.
And nothing against the guy personally. I fucking love it. He's way richer and more successful than me, but crazy times we live in.
You want a Xan right now?
He's on one.
That was the bit.
That was the bit.
No.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm thinking, when's he going to stop talking? Because the bit's going over.
Yeah.
You know what we were talking about? It's too late to do the... That was the bit. Honestly, I was taking 15 Xans a day. My last run, I took 100. I was homeless on Hollywood Boulevard. I love me some Xans.
You can't overdose on Xan. It's really difficult. What's up?
But I've been taking so many of them.
Yeah.
Wait.
Speak a little closer to the microphone.
Oh, Jesus.
And I don't know if you're
fucking
still doing
Christ.
a bit, Gramps.
The guy cut his hair, and now I got to talk into the fucking mic.
I believe he did 100 Xans.
No, that was my last run before I gave up the drugs and alcohol.
Give me a date on that.
I was living on May 19th, 1987.
Okay, a long time ago. They had Xanax back then. I thought it was
They were brand new. They were the non-addictive Valium.
Yeah, they're not addictive. I mean, people can, come back from Xan.
Yeah,
But
when I kicked those things,
I
it
know
was-
like so many people that have
did
been
you say they were
addicted
not
to Xans and
addicted?
died.
no, I
addictive?
said you can't overdose on Xan. That's
Dude, that's literally how Noel died.
well, it was laced with dude. We don't know. First of all, we don't know. But the person that told us that he died, he told me it was laced. It was a fake Xanax pill laced with something like fentanyl.
yeah.
That's really common.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they are addictive. I mean, my older brother would he would be out on Xans for like a month at a time and then not even remember the entire month that passed by.
It's kind of a waste of a month.
Well, it's kind of like how they say THC is not addicting, but people, obviously you two, are supremely addicted to THC.
Well, the funny thing about THC that I'm realizing nowadays is I have a lot of friends that have, like bipolar and stuff. They're messed up. And I have friends that really don't function well unless they get that dab first thing in the morning.
And that's fine, yeah.
And they get, well, look, dude, if it works for you.
No, I agree. It's better than a lot of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Marijuana is way better than
man.
probably any pharmaceutical.
When I used to smoke weed in the morning, I just want to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
It was just because I had that anxiety I talked about. I had all that anxiety. So if I would just smoke a little, I could, because I had trouble sleeping for many years. And it was, hit that thing in the
Pass
morning.
out.
Just
It's like acting, you know. You got to work that muscle. Like
Oh,
maybe you can
God.
end up taking one of my classes on smoking weed.
Maybe you'll end up.
God.
These guys are going to be in the front page of the Sun soon. Me tooing.
I'm worried
on their
about
own.
them. I'm worried about what the THC's done to like the you guys don't get hungry ever now. That's the thing. That's why you're both fucking skinny, man. We got to get you guys eating, man. Especially you, Dino. You're way too skinny.
You have your own mic.
I think it shrunk Austin's penis too.
I've been skinny like way before I started smoking weed.
Well, yeah, because you're fucking 19 years
no,
old.
because
but
he was
you-
8 before
Yeah,
he
you've
stopped
barely been
smoking weed.
alive, you fuck. What's wrong with you?
He was 8 years old when he first tried marijuana.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Dino? How old were you?
I don't fucking remember. How old? 6th grade.
I like how he acts like
12?
that's an
Sixth
insulting
grade?
question.
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember. Screw you, Daddy. You were 12. How was you're an outlier, but my build when I was 12 looked like one of the corpses you see in those liberation
Most
photos.
kids. Yeah, a lot of kids are really skinny. I
It was bad.
giant.
People called me the Holocaust.
No.
Well, it wasn't a very good high school, so they didn't have like the vocabulary to be like, oh,
called
the
you the
Auschwitz victim. They just called me the Holocaust.
The
That's
Holocaust?
On
honestly
the
a
dive
better
team.
name.
It's kind of funny.
The Holocaust.
But they weren't doing it knowingly. They just thought that's what you called somebody who like died in the Holocaust.
Yeah, I was 6'1", 210 as a freshman in high school. I was 14.
Damn.
13, actually.
Wow.
Jesus.
I was a big kid.
I still weigh like the same amount. I haven't even changed physically.
I know. You haven't changed since before you hit puberty in the crotch region either. I've done it 4 times now. I've made fun of his penis.
Oh, my God.
Gramps, he
The third one slipped past me.
yeah, I know. I did it on purpose. Gramps, there's some beef between me and him, some penis beef, because one episode I urinated in a bottle right in front of the camera
Right
and
here,
told him
yeah.
you're gonna blur that out, right? That's one of the beautiful things about what we do here and in YouTube videos. You can always cut out a line.
Right.
Yeah, you know how it is. When we're out doing improvised comedy, there are jokes that I will say that I will go, ooh, that was a little too mean. I want that one back.
Right.
And we can always cut it in post. If I have to pull out my penis and piss in a Snapple bottle, we can always cut it in post. Unless your editor has smoked 4 dabs that morning and is lighting up his 5th while he's trying to use the mosaic feature.
Yeah.
Then you're liable to end up with your little willy out there on the internet for all to see.
And, you happen to have, I don't know, thousands of rabid, crazy little fans that this is just a godsend for them. This is Christmas. This is fucking, I don't know, the second coming of Christ. Danny Mullen's penis to be shared with everyone. So,
Nice.
unfortunately, yeah, it's out there.
And then
It's
I
okay.
made
It seems that's your life, though, sharing it with everyone.
Yeah, you're right. You need my big dick. That's
Yeah.
right. Pictures, whatever the fuck I can. If I can send it out there, if I can put it out there, I will.
That would be your campaign slogan.
Yeah.
You need my. I'm Leo Taviu, and you need
how
my
many
big
times
dick.
a podcast? How many times a podcast do you say my big dick?
Not that many. I mean, if they bring,
I
it
would
up,
beg to differ.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
been said a lot. Danny made me go around in a video asking, like, trying to pick up chicks with my Me Too allegations.
We
Print it out.
We printed
Yeah.
them out. All the articles about him getting Me Too'd, he
Yeah.
gave those to women in Palm Springs and then tried to hit on them and get their phone number.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, most of them thought it was hilarious. and were down.
Most of them, every single one. I didn't have one negative reaction.
Yeah, you didn't.
You didn't
Not
have
one.
one. And the girls,
Was it one?
furthermore,
Yeah,
seemed
yeah.
interested.
Yeah, exactly.
The negative reaction was when I came in the mime suit afterward.
Yeah, obviously.
that was
gnarly.
some of our insanity, Gramps.
Yeah.
Gramps, I like you.
Well, thank you.
You're a good man. I hope
like
that
you,
I hope
too.
that we can do a video together sometime. I mean, he's getting paid a lot though. On the other, it'd be tough. We don't have the budget that Full Send has at this
Well,
point.
you can make it up just for that one day I'm with you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Leo, we'll rent you guys a little room.
Oh well,
Ritz Carlton, my treat. You and
I gotta
Gramps.
do. I'll
Dan,
do what
you
I gotta
just
do.
got jealous.
I'll
We've
wax
already
my
kissed,
asshole.
though. We've
Uh-huh.
already kissed.
Well, to make me jealous, it's going to take something more than Gramps.
Well,
You're going to have to
know,
move past first base now.
We also kissed, by the way, for a video.
I say we
so-
go all the way home.
all the way.
Gramps, can you donkey punch this big Italian
Oh
fuck?
my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I do it in the butt cheeks, though.
Oh
I
my
like to
god.
punch them butt
We should have like a Franco like acting class. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Can we restart it now?
Started.
You know,
Get the mattress on the floor.
sex scene.
Uh,
Sex scene class.
Austin, how long have we been recording now?
An hour and 41 minutes.
Okay, this has been, I think, a great
Great
pod.
episode.
Man, how long have I been on it?
At
most
least
of that time.
over
About
an hour.
Over an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Very nice.
Wow.
Mhm.
Let me say this. I taught a class with Franco. It was a brilliant class. This is before he went to, I don't remember, but he's got a lot of knowledge about acting. He was a hell of a teacher at one time. Sometimes people fall because of whatever, but the guy had a lot of a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding, and at one time he cared about it. So maybe that'll come back. But we taught a class, Waiting for Lefty.
Waiting for Lefty.
The play.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know. I've only heard that somebody was in it or something like that. Yeah.
It's a classic play from the group theater, which is very important in the development of how everybody acts today. It's where Meisner, Strasberg, Stella Adler, Bobby Lewis, they were all in the group theater. And so he had 16 people, the 32 people, 16 women, 16 men, reading the play. And there's a Joe and Edna scene, and Joe's a cab driver, and it's the Depression, and his wife tells him, I'm going to go bang my ex-boyfriend because he has a job, and their kids are starving. I mean, this is a real life situation. And so they were all on stage reading all at the same time, 16 men, 16 women, their parts. And in the back, my buddy Mike was in the back, and he was just screaming out his lines because there was so much... There was so much noise because everybody's talking. He was screaming out his lines, and I said, that's all Joe wants in this scene, is his wife to hear that he's trying the best he can to make a living. So I got that out of that mayhem that he put together, and it was very important to me, and you can learn something from every situation. And the thing is that Edna doesn't care because her children are starving.
Right.
But he's just, and it was just standing on the back of the stage, screaming his lines. I said, he just wants to be heard. He just wants to say it, but it's not good enough because people are going to die because it's depression. Anyway, that was a class that meant a lot to me in my training. That wasn't that long ago, but,
Are you two theater nerds fucking
It's beautiful.
done?
No, what he's basically the process that he's kind of discussing. It's like why Meryl Streep is so much better than everybody else. What she does is she's so highly intellectual that she comes up with some scenario or a choice or a feeling that is so advanced. I mean, it's so, I don't know how to describe it, but it's beautiful to watch.
It is, and the great thing that I heard her say a few years back that I bring up all the time is that she says she does all that Meryl Streep work, which is genius, and she said, and nothing happens till the other actor stands in front of me.
And that's right, because she's still got to improvise a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. She's the best. She's the best. Can we end it on that, Danny?
Sure.
Or you want to say something fucked up about Meryl Streep?
There we go.
What is wrong with you?
Meryl
She's a saint.
Meryl Streep had to give a speech, and Chevy Chase's daughter Kaylee was in my class, and she plays piano at the Comedy Store now. She's plays
Meryl Streep's daughter?
Chevy's.
Chevy Chase's daughter,
Chase's
Kaylee.
daughter.
But Kaylee, I'm just saying that Kaylee was at this event, and Meryl Streep had to give a speech, and she was backstage with her, and Meryl Streep came up to her and said, "I got to give this speech. Can I say it to you?
Wow.
I'm nervous."
Still practicing.
Yeah, and Kaylee was like, "You're nervous." She didn't say it to her, but she's like, "You're Meryl Streep. How can you be nervous?" And she was like, "Can I do the speech to you?" I just think it's fantastic that people are fucking human.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
heard that she came out of character in a Shakespeare play in New York in a black box theater. She was doing I don't know what play, but she forgot her lines and she just said, "I'm sorry" to everybody, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And then she talked to everybody for about 15 minutes, went back, looked at the script, and came back and finished the performance.
That's funny.
Yeah, that would have been unbelievable to see.
All right, you
All
can.
right.
You can.
All right,
end
now you
your
want to
show. I
add
don't
your
know why
shit,
this-
Danny. Go ahead, shit on Meryl, dude.
I got nothing. I'm out of lines.
All right.
I'm out of our YouTube blanks done blankety blanking. I'm out of those lines. I've already done like 4. So
right.
I ran out of steam. You bowled over my last one and kept talking about Meryl. So now I can just give you the finger, Leo.
All right. Right back at you.
Acting sucks, dude.
Fuck you. You're quite talented, actually. He would be a good actor. I think he would even like the heady shit that's involved with it. I think he would like it.
You just got to strip it down, start at the beginning, and then but keep what you already have. That's the hard part. A lot of acting teachers say you don't know anything. You're gonna forget everything you know, and I always say just bring me that what you have, and let's give you what you need.
Yeah, start from a place
You
of
know what I mean?
unknowingness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only acting classes I would be interested in are the ones that James Franco will teach when he
I
gets out of
bet,
prison.
dude. I bet, dude.
I want to be on the bed.
You want to be on the bed?
I want to be on the bed.
Imagine we took an acting class and he made me and you just get I had to be in doggy, dude, and you had to just be railing me from behind.
That's
like,
right.
ah.
Power bottom Leo.
Oh, God.
Half of the shows on Netflix are sex scenes anyway, so it's
Again-
probably he was ahead of the times.
And again, who better to coach somebody on a sex scene than James Franco? Acting
you're
knowledge, A+, sex knowledge, A++.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Well, Gramps, we loved having you.
Man, I love being here.
We're gonna
back,
get
man.
we're gonna get all your socials, put those down in the description. But I mean, it's not like he's very hard to find. You can see him over on the Full
again-
Send,
and again, the,
Instagram main channel, his own Instagram at Gramps, right? Just at Gramps.
At Gramps, yeah. And I have my Lola's Acting School is Lola's Acting School on Instagram
Fuck yeah.
and TikTok. Doesn't have much on it, but and I'm really excited. I'm going to get canceled for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a coming of age experience. You're gonna like
Wow, I waited a long time.
it. Yeah.
It'll be good. You'll grow from it.
All right, we're good.